Well, there's no chat on this, so.
Sure.
All right, we are back up and running.
So we're recording?
Yeah, we are recording and online. No, it's not deleted by the uploader. You dummy. I'm right here. I have a new one. Oh, I didn't put a thumbnail to it. This video has been removed by the uploader. No, it hasn't. Liar. I I deleted it.
See the chat in my YouTube thing. I have the live
Okay,
stream.
yeah, good. That's good at least. Now I gotta find my own channel. It should be. There it is.
See the chat in my.
That was you, by the way. Sorry. Okay, we're up at least. And hello. This is new. This is a special episode of background noise because I'm a huge fan of the Buffyverse. Angel, Buffy, not the comics. I haven't read them. And I've never read. Are there any like novelizations? I've never even thought of that until now.
There is, I think, the season 8 comics, and then also the basically Buffy the Vampire Slayer meets Batman Beyond. There's Future
Ooh,
Slayer. Yeah,
neat.
it's a neat comic. Joss Whedon actually wrote it. It's pretty good.
Um, if I was gonna do a next season, it would be Buffy in charge of like Slayer Incorporated. She
Yeah,
has to manage all the Slayers. Like her and her group have to manage like all the Slayers like all over the world, them to maximize doing good. And she would be a sort of a better version of Wolfram and Hart from season 5 at the same time. So like,
yeah, that sounds interesting.
be-
Much better than probably what the writers are going to do for the Buffy revival.
yay! So yeah, we by the way, introduce yourself because you are new to this place.
Oh yeah, my apologies, everyone. My name is Byakua. I am
Hmm.
here because Falco has requested me to take a look at this video by a certain YouTuber called Cosmonaut Variety Hour. One of the most confusing YouTubers I've seen. That's all I'll say
Um,
about that.
from the interactions I've seen with him on other and like of other sort of people and his and from viewing his content, I would say that like he's a flavor of the month going with the wave. If you like him, that's fine. But like you have to sort of like manage expectations with every new one because he definitely like oh, this is what you think now. Very inconsistent sort of thing.
Yeah, I
But
remember
like
seeing.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing Mahler covering him and
Hmm.
being like, "Which cosmonaut variety hour?" And he talks about how Star Wars is for space wizards and children, is for space wizards for children, but then simultaneously going after the helicopter lightsaber things in Rebels. And I'm just like, which
Hmm.
is it, cosmonaut? Like, I'm confused. Like, because really, even if I disagree with a critic, I just want to know what they value.
Hmm.
And it feels like with Cosmonaut Variety Hour, I don't know what he values. And I don't know why. Like, if I was to, sorry, like,
Well,
if
I
I was to ask
hmm.
people who watch a Cosmonaut video to be like, what did you get out of that video? I don't think they would probably be able to give me a good enough response, or more specifically, what was the thesis of the video and like what was this video trying to accomplish?
I think he sticks his hand, I mean his finger up in the air, and like he licks it, and which way is the wind blowing? And then he makes a sort of clicky bait type of video, and that's kind of what I get from it. But here's the thing: we're going to be taking this in good faith. I know
Yeah,
it's going to
of
be
course.
hard, but like it's kind of funny. It's like we've been crapping on him all this time, but it's like, well, here's the thing: it's going to be a new video because that's how Cosmonaut is. So it's like, you know what? Let's do that. But the title alone puts me in that concept because it's called Xander is the worst character of all time on TV. Like, oh wow, it's like you're brave today, aren't we? Like,
Yeah,
I think the reason he took that one is because Joss Whedon's in hot water with a lot of people, and so like, and especially when we know about David, I forget his last name, and like, he's been known to be toxic, and he's never going to get back on, even if there was a revival. Xander's not coming. He's going to be recast or something
yeah,
to that effect. And
yeah.
speaking of, I don't think you'd be able to do it. I think it'd be very disrespectful with the passing of Dawn's actress,
Michelle Trachtenberg.
Michelle Trachtenberg. Yeah, yeah. And but like, I don't know. You could still recast her too, but it's like, man, it just wouldn't be the same.
Yeah, because I don't know, just Buffy had a good enough ending. Like it was a very solid ending for the series, and it's just like if you're gonna continue this, like you need to really treat this with the utmost care and respect. And I hate to be Mr.
Whoops.
Cynical here, but like I've already had to deal enough with bad revivals like Daredevil Born Again,
Mm-hmm.
like please, like if you're gonna bring a show back, you need to treat it with the utmost respect, and you need to make sure that everything is cohesive and consistent with that past thing, and just stop appealing to superficial aesthetics, like oh,
Nostalgia.
he's in college.
Yeah.
Yeah, nostalgia, yeah, key jangling nostalgia, because it's really getting old, and as far as I'm concerned, it creates a sense of hypnosis because people are excited, but then does your show actually have any staying power?
Or is it
No.
just flavor of the month, and then people forget about it?
Yeah, that's actually a better way to put it, like flavor of the month.
Mm-hmm.
Just majority of the
Flavor of
Disney,
the
the
week.
more
Yeah, like it's not even a
flavor of the
month.
week.
A month can actually like, wow, that's a long time these days. Like, but
Yeah,
anyways,
I'm picturing like cherry and then strawberry, and
it's kind of
it's
like
like,
a zebra gum. Hey, aw.
eh,
Anyways, let's get started. This is a long video.
sure, sure.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer is brought to you in
Oh, I can hear it in the background.
Oh, okay. Let me. You know what? I'm gonna switch to push to talk.
Well, it's not that. I mean, if I can hear it in your background, that means like you're not wearing headphones.
No, I
Oh, my bad.
headphones.
My bad.
Give me a sec.
Okay, push talk. Sorry about that, man.
Yeah, it's okay.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer is a good show.
It's a great show.
Exactly correct.
Now, this shouldn't be a very surprising opinion, but if you were born after the year 2000, you might not be aware of just
Oh man, so I rewatched the Anne, you know? And the one
Mm-hmm.
thing that got really pushed in that episode was like the worker revolution. And like and she has a hammer and sickle. And I'm like, "Oh, I wonder what they're telling me."
Yeah, that just for clarification, that was season three's opening, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Dead Man's Party, the really good episode after that. Like,
how great Buffy the Vampire Slayer is. Every once in a while, I talk about Buffy in a video or a tweet, and I get a shocking amount of people saying, wait, is this show actually good? I thought this was just a CW vampire drama. You gotta understand, before it was called the CW, it was WB.
that's true.
That is
WB
true.
was way better than CW. It's not even close.
Yeah, and really the influence of Buffy cannot be understated with like a lot of
Hmm.
CW's projects, because like series like Supernatural and like
Yeah,
Vampire Diaries, like everyone tried to be Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but as I
a
say,
different.
there's only one Buffy the Vampire Slayer,
Hmm.
and the reason being is because Joss Whedon was the glue that held that together. I know he's persona non grata now, but
Hmm.
the guy produced a show that was incredibly successful for 7 seasons and managed to reinvent itself. Actually, that's a managed to keep itself fresh each and every time, especially when you compare it to something like Smallville, which went on for like 10 seasons and didn't
Lois
do
and
anything.
Clark. There's a lot of older shows that like have supernatural elements to it that were successful, and it's
Yeah,
and like Hercules' Legendary Journeys
good
survived
series.
based off of like Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell, and then Kevin Sorbo being an absolute like Chad on screen, like
Yeah.
it's awesome.
And
But
Xena, Warrior Princess, which was also great by Sam Raimi.
um, well, as said in season 7 near the end, where it's like there is another reason why these these shows succeeded is because like thank goodness for hot chicks with superpowers, like
Yeah.
as said by Faith.
And WB was Buffy's channel. In the same way that the CW is now known for Riverdale-style shows, late-night WB was centered around teen dramas.
Dawson's
Some people
Creek,
were
yeah, it's
into
true.
Smallville or Charmed, but the fact is that all
I've
of
never, you know what? I've never
I
seen
remember
Charmed.
Charmed.
Never seen Charmed.
Charmed is interesting. I haven't rewatched it, but I suspect it probably doesn't hold up all that well because there was I remember Obscurus Lupa back in the day did a really good
Oh
series.
yeah, I remember her.
Yeah, I know.
I was a
That's a name.
Spoonie watcher myself, but go on.
Yeah. But like she did a series of videos going after Charmed and she had some pretty good criticisms against the show, particularly like the lore and just how things were like kind of inconsistent with a
Buffy's
lot of
and Angel survived off its lore. Like it was really good about trying to keep it with continuity.
Yeah, I think that's something that Joss does not get enough credit for is that he's very meticulous, if you've noticed with a lot of his series. He knows how to wrap things up in a season in case things didn't resolve, but if he does manage to get like extra seasons, like he lays groundwork very well.
Hmm.
Anyone who's ever seen Buffy will know like there's setups from like season 1 that play in the final season and it's
Season 2 in the
glorious.
final season, like
Yep.
it's like when when Xander lies about what Willow tells her. It's
Yep.
like that comes up in season 7. It's like
Yes.
ooh.
these shows started because of Buffy. And don't get me wrong, this show is raw. I think that watching Buffy is very
Oh, I
similar to
love that
reading a
fight.
long-running superhero, which is funny because the show is partially based on the Chris Claremont X-Men run from the 70s. It's about
It
half
was?
monster of the week and half overarching plots that at times take
Yes.
years
um oh, sorry. I just want to make sure.
to develop and grow. The character writing in this show is phenomenal, with the core cast containing some of my favorite character arcs in all of fiction. It has insane twists that are legitimately shocking without being
Oh, I love everything with Spike and Angel.
Passion. Actually that's Innocence.
That is innocent, yeah. And also, fun fact about Joss Whedon with the X-Men, he actually wrote an X-Men comic called Astonishing X-Men with the late John Cassidy on art.
Mm.
Uh, And fun fact, he often stated that Buffy's one of his biggest inspirations for Buffy was Kitty Pryde. And it's like it's very easy when you actually read. It's very clear when you read that comic book. You can see a lot of Buffy's DNA when he wrote a lot of like Kitty Pryde's DNA when he wrote Buffy, and just in general
Hmm.
with the Kitty Pryde stuff. So yeah, Joss. I just want to emphasize that like Joss was a good writer, and I think he sometimes gets very unfairly maligned for like a lot of his Whedon speak and stuff. And my retort is
Hmm.
it's because bad writers just try to copy him. You don't get this kind of scrutiny with like Tarantino, where everyone tries to copy Tarantino. It's like, yes, you're gonna have people who are gonna copy you. That doesn't make your style like good or bad. Not to say that
Hmm.
Josh hasn't produced bad work. He
He
has.
has. He has done bad stuff.
Age of Ultron. Like, come on.
Oh, well, he's not totally responsible for that. That's a
Yeah.
I would say Alien Resurrection was his bad film.
Oh yeah, that was not good.
But like yeah, he wasn't in full control of Age of Ultron from what I hear. So
cheap. letting the show constantly keep you on your toes without getting stale. And most surprisingly, it's actually funny.
Do you know where there are babies?
What do you think, the hospital?
Countless shows have been born from the shadow of Buffy. We probably wouldn't have the MCU if it wasn't for Buffy. Hell,
Yes. The
Yes.
Avengers is, like, I hate to say it, but Joss Whedon is responsible for the MCU going forward after that. It's like,
It's yeah.
it was a success because partially of Joss Whedon.
Yeah, this will probably be a spicy take. Avengers is probably one of the best comic book movies of all time. And as
It
far as
is.
and as far as I'm concerned, like it shows that like Joss Whedon was a genius when he wrote this, because I think the brilliance of Avengers, and I don't use that term lightly, is that he wrote this film. First of all, he spoke to all the directors, whether it be Kenneth Branagh, Joe Johnston. Like he was very involved in a lot of the stuff with Phase One. That's why I say Phase One is like one of the more cohesive phases of the MCU, because
Well,
Whedon played a big role in it.
it's also, there was less to screw up.
That too.
Yeah, like, let's not put it all on his shoulders.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, but the thing that I really like about the Avengers films that I think a lot of the modern Marvel stuff has just seemingly forgotten is that you can watch this movie without seeing the other films.
Mhm.
Whedon does a very good job of informing all the basic character stuff for the characters, like all the
In their
legwork for
own
the
movies,
characters
yeah.
in their own movies. Like one of my favorite scenes in Avengers is the scene between Coulson and Thor, like on the helicarrier, and Thor talks about like how he used to crave war when he was younger, and it's like you don't even need to see the first Thor film to understand Thor's character, but it certainly helps if you've seen that first film and you see that arc play on screen, and it's like
And the other thing is about that is that if for people who haven't, it teaches you about that film, and it says maybe I should go see that after this. So it's like,
yeah.
it has this. It's good for making money. Is what I mean. It's like, it's good for getting people invested.
It also helps that Whedon likes the Incredible Hulk, and this is the best version of the Incredible Hulk we've
It's
gotten
the best
on
version of
screen.
Black Widow. It's the best version of Loki. It's so good.
Yeah.
And Captain America, best Captain America.
Yeah, I mean, I like Russo's and what they did with Cap, but Whedon knew
Mhm.
how to write Cap pretty well too.
Mhm.
Yeah,
He was the I mean, he does remind me of the Buffy-like character about how the fight scenes go, where it's like she gets beat up, but she keeps going, kind of mentality.
Mhm.
So, anywho,
TVtropes.org was initially created by Buffy fans to categorize tropes from Buffy. Buffy was a big fucking deal back in the early 2000s. It was the show. It was such a big deal that when Sarah Michelle Gellar was put in the Scooby-Doo movies, they just turned Daphne into Buffy, because we can't have Buffy
That
in
kinda
a
is
movie
true.
without her doing Buffy stuff. You guys should start taking a shot every time I say Buffy in this video, because it's gonna be a lot of times. And
Don't
So-
worry, cosmonaut.
so you want us to die? All right.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna drink some water, but yeah, I remember that with the Scooby-Doo movie, like
Mhm.
just with Sarah Michelle Gellar. In fact, that was actually one of the things as a kid when I saw that film. I'm like, oh, Buffy's in it. That's neat.
I don't think she looks that good in that movie, but of course, that's just me. And like, I didn't even like that movie that much, but whatever.
Yes.
It has nostalgia for a lot of people, and I understand that. But like,
Yeah.
you can say that about any movie. But like,
Yeah, but Sarah
also,
Michelle-
I love this run around the hallway and what was it? It's not What's My Line. It's the what's the season 2 finale called? Bargaining or something. I forget what it's called, but like, she runs down to, and she finds the other Slayer dead. It's like, it's so good.
And despite how iconic and influential the show is, it took me a while to actually sit down and watch it. As someone born in the early 90s, I was always exposed to
By the
show.
way, I love that, because like, the spell gets reversed by a mirror, and I'm like, Buffy, you can defeat Willow. Just get a mirror. Like,
Yeah. Well, but that's what Joss did so well, is that he knew how to give Buffy this sense of like, yeah, she's incredibly powerful with like enhanced physical abilities, but like she still got beaten up, like she still got thrown around, she still had to face like hardships and problems that like her normal Slayer powers couldn't deal with. On top of like, what I like to call the Peter Parker melodrama of like not wanting to be the chosen one and stuff. And it's like this is like it's such a simple concept, but like
it's
not to get in.
yeah, I saw Mighty Max way before Buffy, and that dealt with the freedom of choice versus the destiny, where it's like there is a chosen one, but he is destined to defeat evil, but it's like he wants nothing to do with it. But of course, it doesn't do with it as well as Buffy does. But still, it's kind of interesting that like
What show?
Mighty Max is a cartoon. Um, I forget what Skullmaster's voice is. I think it's Jim Cummings. It's like it's one of those great voices that just adds so much to the character, playing like almost like the master. Like that's what he is. He lives underground. He lives underground and like lives in a hellish dimension underground. And he's like, I must be free. He's like, so it's like I love that show, but that's totally nostalgia. Like I'll admit that. But anyways,
Yep.
And I'd seen a few episodes here and there, but in my
the
mind,
puppet.
that was the show
show.
big kids watched. If I was turning on WB, it was to watch Batman Beyond.
Hey, what do you got there?
Good show.
It's a Pokemon.
Oh, what?
God, they just don't make TV like this anymore. I didn't really sit down and watch it all the way through until I was an adult. And when I did, I took my time. I know a lot of people who dropped the show in season
I
one.
feel better.
because
Boom.
Season 1 is not the best. I legitimately believe there are only 2 good episodes.
I never knew I never know how come witches can take the punishment they have. It's like, do they have magical resistance inside their body that keeps them up? It's like, I don't know. It just feels weird. I always feel witches should be glass cannons. Like,
Yeah, or at the very least, like they should have like mobility or like try to keep distance. Like there's this great manhwa comic I read, I forgot the name, but it had it focused on wizards, and the thing that they had as an advantage compared to fighters is they had like speed. So they can like move really quickly around the battlefield while casting spells because they're not very good at hand-to-hand fights. So I'm just like, you would think the witches in this would have like some sort of like protective spells or something like that
absolutely.
that would stop against hand-to-hand attacks.
or like, um, I think Ben 10 dealt with spells very well. That was one of the things I noticed from that show.
Oh yeah.
Because when they were casting spells, you were very vulnerable. But if you got it done, you did something really good.
Yeah, with like incantations and like hand movements, like somatic
And
casting.
even in Alien Force, she was able to put up barriers, but it's like, but it's like against a superior physical force, it's just gonna pop right through. It's like,
Episodes in that season. The first one and the last one. If you're watching for the first time, this is my very accurate and professional season 1 viewing guide. Between
oh,
seasons, I would
that's
Okay,
that's bad. You should watch every one of them.
yeah, should we rewind and see like what he recommends?
Hold on, let me see. There it is.
Okay,
So
so
Within the Hellmouth, the Harvest Witch, teacher's pet, funny but skippable. He skips let's see, what does he skip? He skips the pack, never kill on the first date, Robot Eugene. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying like you can't skip parts of season 1. I would not, but like, just go ahead and watch them anyways if you're in it for the full haul.
first time.
Yeah.
This is my
Sorry, I did. When you're ready, you.
sorry about that.
professional
That's
season
fine.
1 viewing guide. You're welcome. Between seasons, I would take months off from the show to try and see what it felt like for a normal viewer to wait between seasons. I had no desire to make a video on this show. This was something for me and me alone. And as such, it made
I really
I
can't
don't
stand
believe
it.
you.
I know I'm trying to be as like good faith as possible. It
Yeah.
really grinds my gears when people are like, "I didn't really want to make this video." I'm like,
Hmm.
You know, you wanted to make this video. Okay? Don't lie to me. Don't lie to anyone
It's
else.
look how long it is. You didn't want to make this. Like, yeah,
You made
sure,
a
buddy.
long man on this. You made a long man on this.
Hmm.
So stop it.
And this preamble is going on way too long. Just get to the point. Really.
Oh my, you know, I'm reminded like of EFAP with Theo, like one
Hmm.
of the he's a recurring guest in EFAP,
Get
and one of
on
my
with
favorite
it. Yeah.
one of my favorite lines he ever said was, "Why do you feel entitled to waste my time?" And while a bit
Hmm.
blunt, it is very accurate. If you have a video essay, this is a little tip for people who want to make like video essays as someone who's not like a super critic and stuff like that and is like a writer, get to the point. Okay, I understand you need to set things up and everything, but be efficient of people's time
Hmm.
because people who actually pay attention to this stuff, like actually like line by line and like processes what you say, they're going to get very annoyed very quickly because
Hmm.
newsflash, there are some people out there who actually do want to watch and dissect these videos and stuff people want to say and don't use it for like second screen material while doing stuff in the
Or even
background.
third screen material because they have a game on and there's like, I don't know. I don't know what third screen material is, but it's like,
Exactly.
um, also nice shot. But like, another thing is like, if you're gonna use personal stuff, make it a sentence or two. That's it. Move on.
Yes.
Like,
Don't
you're
don't drag it on.
just say I think, and you're usually covered. But don't use it as a defense. Just say, in my opinion, I think. You know, like those kind of conjunction words to realize that this is your personal opinion, and you can take it or leave it,
Yeah.
and
And
then
it's
go
just
along with your objective reality of the review.
yeah, you want to be efficient when writing a script.
Hmm.
Every line needs to matter. And if you waste time, like it's gonna affect people's ability to like pay attention and like actually retain the facts and information because this is an essay you're writing. So you need to
Uh,
introduce yourself and your thesis and then you got to get into like your evidence and stuff like that. Don't waste time. This I know this is the inner
that's
TA in me
cringe.
coming out. Yeah.
Like, no, no. What I'm trying to say is like saying it's like it's an essay for a video essay is kind of cringe to me
Okay.
because well, no, no. I'm not saying you can't do it, but I'm saying it's like what you're saying is it's a college level thesis that you need to write for a video when there's no such format, there's no such rules for how you should present something. Because
Yeah,
like
that's a good
because there's a difference between um Seth's reviews and Mandalore Gaming. Mandalore Gaming is very methodical. Lism has a very methodical reviews, goes point by point, gives his personal feelings, but it's mostly a clear review, and it's very good. Whereas for Seth reviews, I can't remember the full name, but like everyone knows what I'm talking about. Hey, hey, people, Seth here, that guy,
yeah.
and he does meme reviews, but they're still very informative, very funny, and very shit posting. But they're
Yeah.
both very good at what they do. They don't waste your time because they're efficient with their scripts.
Yeah.
But
I
if
should
they wrote an essay like that, if Seth wrote an essay like that, he'd be laughed out of the classroom. You
yeah.
know, sorry, didn't mean to
Just
go off.
yeah. Yeah, no, that's no, like yeah, I'll amend that by saying just be if whatever you're doing on like you be efficient and don't waste people's
Have
time.
a
Like
goal.
just yeah.
Anyways,
Made way for Buffy to end up on my list of favorite shows of all time, right next to Lost and Twin Peaks and Firefly.
Oh, you like Lost?
it's fine. It's a JJ thing. You can still like Lost. I don't care what he likes.
God, you know what? You know what? Sorry about you know what,
It's
Cosmonaut?
fine.
Sure. It's
Yeah.
fine. Just don't say it's good because it's not.
All right.
Whatever.
And despite my initial desire to never make a video on this show, I kinda do want to make a video on Buffy, but I've had trouble
Almost like your statements mean nothing.
Then why did you go?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Okay,
Don't say
no.
that. When you say I shouldn't, but I do want to, this should not be in the same video when you're criticizing a character. Because like
Yeah.
this is something for like a vlog of something or like the back end of your description. So it's like, but it's, I don't know, it just feels weird.
It's also just wastes time. Okay, you said you didn't want to make this and then you want to make that. Like, just get on with it.
Okay,
Like, I know I'm
I'm
being very mean right
I'm
now,
gonna
but get
play
on
this.
with it.
I'm gonna play this until he makes a point. I'm sorry. Like,
do want to make a video on Buffy, but I've had trouble doing that. I've resorted to talking about it in passing in other videos. My Buffy interlude during the Spider-Man Lotus video was met with extremely positive reactions. But in that segment, I never tell anybody to watch the show.
hey, that's if anyone doesn't know, I'm taking notes on this episode, and I'm almost done with the notes because it's really hard to watch the episode without like getting an emotional response out of yourself and
I
taking
think
some time to regroup. Trust me,
I
it's
think I
hard.
know. I think I know the episode you're talking
The
about.
body,
Yeah.
this one, yeah, it's like um this is not a spoiler free, so it's like just let you know something happens to a family member, and it can reflect how many people deal with family death.
Show.
I'm
I could make an entire video on each of my favorite shows and explain why you should watch them. I struggle to do that with Buffy. This is a show that I very rarely recommend to anybody.
You liar.
okay.
Okay, because
Okay.
earlier on you said you mentioned all the time, and then it's like here's my recommended list, and but then it's like I can't recommend it, but you're making a video on it.
Cosmonaut, I beg you, please redraft your scripts. Like,
Yeah,
actually have someone who doesn't know your video go through it and ask like basic questions. This is stuff that you can redraft and re-edit before you shoot the video. You spent all this time with all the editing and the voiceover and everything. Just you could put the time to redrafting your scripts and everything. It's like, you compare this to someone like Mahler. Like, you can tell that he redrafts his scripts multiple times.
mm-hmm.
There's a lot of great arguments that he often makes in a lot of his videos, especially like his Fallout video, for instance. He puts a lot of work in there. And it's like, this video is 51 minutes and we're already like, what is it, 3 minutes 51 seconds. We're almost 4 minutes into this thing and we still haven't gotten to the main point.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, stop wasting our time, please.
I think
Like,
I think he's just now getting to it.
And not because the effects are dated and the dialogue is corny. It's solely because of one character. And that in itself is very strange to me. Because I'm not one to hate characters very often.
Listen, you.
okay.
It's so opposite to what you say all the time. I guarantee it. There's like, oh, look, this one character sucks, and I'm gonna make sure you know. In this video, that's why I didn't want to make this video. Oh my gosh!
Wasn't he critical of Anakin in the prequels? Like, I'm not. I don't want to
Pretty
put
sure.
like anything words in his mouth or anything. So if I'm
Mhm.
wrong, let me know. Cause like, I don't know, man.
I feel like you could go across his videos and find something because that's usually how this works. So,
Especially not in one of my favorite shows. See, a little while ago there was an article or something on the most hated TV show characters of all time. Voted
I think I found ground zero for your idea for a video.
by you. Yes, you, Brian. The list is mostly just well-written antagonists, but not even entirely, which makes me wonder what they meant by the word hated. Because to me, if the villain of the
Man, he looks in the mirror and he didn't even blink. You know, because it's like, it's kind of funny. He said the exact same thing that he's doing now. It's, he's like, So in my script, I'm going to mention that like I don't criticize for one character, and so I looked at this article that says like, wait a minute, all these people are not all badly written. Hmm. It's like it's
The show is hated, that means they are well written. Joffrey and Ramsay Bolton are at the top of the list because they're so deliciously detestable. But as I watch Game of
Okay, I kind of have. Okay, so his definition of hated is that they're well written characters, or at least that's what he's trying to say. What about characters who are not well written but are still hated? Like,
let's see. Um. What is it? One of my most MCU villains have that trait. Like and actually heroes, but you know. So it's like I I wonder, yeah, I wonder what he's talking about.
yeah, you gotta quantify this stuff a bit more, cosmonaut.
Hmm.
Like, with all due respect, like hated is a very
Catch-all term.
it, it's a very
It's
catch-all term.
it's a broad term. Yeah, yeah. That's what I mean, because like hate can mean many things, or hate can be something you just say off the cuff. Like, all right,
Exactly. Yeah,
Thrones,
that's
I never
sorry.
hated them.
Did you want to continue?
yeah, my bad. Yeah, just one fun. That's why like you should always make it clear when you say that you dislike a character versus you think they're poorly written,
Hmm.
because that way it's that degree of separation that really clarifies like why you think a character is poorly written, but then also why you don't like them, because you can not like a character but recognize that they're well written.
I think there's also characters that are sort of not well written, but also well written, like later on, and then like and you give them sort of a redemption. I'm looking at you, Connor.
Yep.
I like these characters because I enjoy seeing a villain that is well written. That's just me, though. I understand if you see their evil deeds and you feel hatred towards them, but for me,
Well, the snozzberries taste like snozzberries. Like, it's gonna like they're written to be hated, but they're so good, but they're so well written that you hate them. It's like, yeah, who knew, huh?
That's the That's the intent of the writers. They
Yeah.
want you to dislike these people, but you're compelled by them. It's like you look at Joffrey from Game of Thrones. It's like why is it that people disliked him? Because he's a good
Hmm.
actor, well performed, and he was hateable. He did horrible things,
Gold
and you
Ducat, Deep
wanted
Space Nine.
yes,
There's a lot of these, but here's the thing: there's a difference between evil and cartoonishly evil. You just hate them because you just want them to go away because there's more well-written characters that could step in for them. It's yeah.
or you can have a villain that is cartoonishly evil and relishes in it, and that's the
Hmm.
brilliance of it. Jack Horner from Puss in Boots:
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah.
one of my
Yeah,
favorite recent
true.
examples.
Cartoonish villains only work in sort of that cartoon world, I think. If it's a real life person doing it, I'm like, I don't I don't believe you. It's
Yeah.
it's harder to um get past that.
Yes.
that just means the writer is doing their job. I can't hate that. But then further down the list, we have characters who aren't even villains. They're just characters who might annoy the audience. We have Tony Soprano's mom, Skylar from Breaking Bad. Fucking Caillou is on the list.
Yeah.
He deserves it. He is the villain of his own show.
Tony's mom is no worse than the other murderers and abusers on the show. Skylar White literally didn't do anything wrong in all of Breaking Bad. Okay, she did smoke while pregnant, and that was pretty bad, but that's it. See, you may notice a theme with these characters. They're just annoying women who sometimes stand in the way of the male main character.
What?
What?
Um
Can we rewind and listen to? I need to like really
okay.
pay.
Here we go.
Pregnant, and that was pretty bad, but that's it. See, you may notice a theme with these characters. They're just annoying women who sometimes stand in the way of the male main character. The people.
What?
That's very broad of you to say.
That's such a broad. Can you back that up?
Oh,
Or
are you telling? Okay, okay, I get it. Oh, okay. I was about to say like again. It's not the video. Him. I mean, he just said something that could come off as sexist. Like,
oh, literally face palm, dude, cosmonaut, redraft your work for heaven's sake.
it's kind of funny. He went through this list, and it's like, yeah, I noticed that. Like, there's a bunch of women. It's like, okay, and
It's like, what's next? A suspicious amount of women or something? Like, we're getting to that levels of like
majorly.
what?
Oh my gosh, this is amazing though. He's I don't know where he's going, but he better not say it's about Xander standing in the way of Buffy. If he does,
Oh my.
I might go nuts.
Yeah, I'll be there with you. I'm usually a calm person,
By
but
the
it's
way,
like,
we are Xander defenders here. So,
oh yeah, Xander slander no is a no go.
mhm.
Who hate Joffrey hate him in a completely different way than they hate Skylar. If you hate Joffrey, that's very normal. You're supposed to do that. That's what the writer wants. If you hate Skylar, you're stupid. And that's what inspired this video.
Oh, cosmonaut, man,
Stupid.
you're really
It's
like,
so I have no idea. I've never seen Sopranos or Breaking Bad, so I'm like, all right, I have to take it on that people find them annoying for some reason. Is it
yeah.
justified? I don't know.
It's been a while since I've rewatched Breaking Bad or The Sopranos, but I, my thing is that if you're gonna say that you're stupid or some sort of like insult like that, it's like, man,
Prove
talk
it
about
first.
blood sport. Prove it. Like
Mhm.
actually quantify
This is
that,
ad
please.
hominem right now. It's like,
Yeah, we're 5 minutes in and you've already like poisoned the well. It's like,
mm-hmm.
stop.
He's pointing well against people who watch these shows. I'm like, we're not even talking about Xander or Buffy right now. We're leading up to what could be Xander's sins, and we haven't even mentioned Xander yet.
We're 5 minutes and 50 seconds in, and we
I
still haven't
know.
gotten to like the main.
What about Xander? Well,
Because to me, none of these characters are ones that I would say I hate. That word doesn't make sense for
Oh,
them.
but that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You may not hate them, but other people do. Why do they hate them? Why?
Yes.
But I do have one character I hate. And if it was up to me, he would be at the top of the list. A character so foul, so horrid, that he has kept me from recommending one of my favorite
Foul
shows
and
to you all.
horrid.
And his name
What?
is Xander Harris.
Okay.
Foul and Horace.
Foul and okay. How dare you use the Goosebumps theme for that? No.
Yeah, it should be used. I mean, if I want, I mean, to be fair, Goosebumps is child's play next to Are You Afraid of the Dark? So, you know.
Yes, that show rocked.
I'm sorry. Watch the intro to Are You Afraid of the Dark by itself. It's actually really chilling. Like,
Yeah.
it's. And Goosebumps is, like, really funny. Like,
Yeah.
but, like, anywho, but yeah. I like the theme, though. The theme's pretty cool.
yeah, but to describe Xander, like, no.
As horrid?
Oh, as horrid?
And Horace and vile. And I'm like, how? You better explain that.
I'm waiting, Cosmonaut, yeah.
Because like I understand what he does in the worst thing. What is the worst thing Xander's ever done? Let's see. Left
I mean,
Anya at the altar is the one thing that
yep.
comes up.
Yep. That was one. He also
That's a typo in worst. Oh. it might be. Thank you. Sorry, there's a comment.
yeah.
Anyways.
And his name is Xander Harris.
Yay.
You want him? You come through me. I think about sex all the time.
Okay, that scene where he's standing up, like, what was wrong with that?
I don't know.
It's just
I don't want to nitpick the scenes real quick because he's just showing off scenes. I'm not sure they have anything to do with anything.
And his
okay.
name is Xander.
He's coming
Harris.
off like a dude
You want
sometimes.
him? You come through me. I think about sex all the time. Naked girls, naked women, naked Buffy. Oh, stop me.
I'm 17. Looking at linoleum makes me want to have sex.
You know what? I'm sick of this crap. I'm sick of being the guy who eats insects and gets the funny syphilis. I'm finished being everybody's butt monkey.
Okay.
Okay.
So I think it's because he has a problem. The lie. The vid, but the shot Cosmo doesn't bring up 220. Oh. Oh. It's the two. Okay.
Check. No more butt monkey.
Tonight's all-new Buffy the Vampire.
Well, I just don't. Y'all gonna be here for a while.
Oh yeah.
But like, so it's like, so he thinks about sex all the time, and here, actually, that stops being a thing. Like,
Yeah.
after season 2, like, because the only it mentions it is in like maybe Restless, where he has the he's like, of course he still thinks about it because like, he gets explored in his psyche, like you. Memories and thoughts don't just work like that where you just when you're thinking about something, thoughts will just go there. It's kind of like the memory store where
Yeah.
it's like thoughts will go up at random and you'll just come up with them. Like,
Yeah, but-
I don't. So he's a guy surrounded by women, and it's like, yeah, of course you're gonna be like, man, it's like you're gonna have the thoughts. It's just it's gonna happen.
Well, he's also
A
he's the
teenager. Yep.
he's a teenager and a nerd. Okay? Of course he's gonna have like
hmm
stuff like this. Like like what did you expect? Like that he's supposed to be like I don't know, straw man cosmonaut, but like what did you want from Xander? Like that's really the biggest thing that I want to learn is like why like what would you okay, how do I rephrase?
Is
What
this
would
thought
you want
crime?
Xander to be?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like what do you want Xander to be like? Is he's I grew up surrounded by women. Freaking Boba Fett. But it is kind of true though. It's like he it's sort of like, is this a thought crime thing where it's like you're saying he's a bad character because he was written to be that way by Joss Whedon to be the male equivalent of a bad person? Because I've heard that before.
Yeah.
I don't think
It's
so though.
also like Xander, like in the series, he's always been the like the heart of the group. Like he's the guy that like whenever things were
Literally.
always
Like
yeah, whenever things were going bad, whether it be in season 3, it's like the mayor,
Mhm.
or even like season 4 or season 4, even season 5 with like Glory and everything, like
Season
he was
6.
always yeah, and season 6 especially. He was always the guy that grounded Buffy. That was like, "Look, like what are we doing here?" And it's like, "What do you need from me?" Cuz like the thing that I think people underestimate Xander for is that he gave a lot of the cast a lot of perspective, especially as they got more tied in with the supernatural. It's like he was the
Mhm.
guy that was normal, quote unquote, and was always the guy that like kept the entire group focused and made them see the bigger picture.
Because well, that's reinforced in season 7 where it's like a he talks to Dawn about like and Dawn says maybe that's your superpower, seeing, you know?
Yeah, it's a great scene too, and it's like, yeah, Xander
Well,
Xander is able to see into the characters and like really like give a sense of perspective, and it's
mhm.
like, yeah, I don't want to put words in Cosmonaut's video because I genuinely want to see like what examples he pulls, but like, I mean, to call a character like this vile, man, like you better have some smoking gun evidence to like prove your point.
Here's the thing:
Because I'm gonna
you could point to some like legitimate things I can't think of right now, but it's like, but are those character, or are those just meta things that you devise later on?
yeah, because meta is useless as far as like objective critique comes for a character. I
Especially come from
really
in universe. Yes.
yes.
Slayer will return in just a moment.
This video is sponsored by Saley.
Don't care.
Saley is the count on Saley eSIM data plan. So it might not be the best
Hold on, let me go
sales
back.
pitch. I do think any interest in watch out. You can also scan the code
Okay,
on screen.
just
to get
scan the
started
QR code,
immediately.
guys.
Just in
Woo!
case you missed it, that's saley.com/cosmonaut.
No eye
and
patch
use
emoji,
code
true.
Cosmonaut at checkout. Now, before we start, I should warn you guys. If you have any interest in watching this show, I'm gonna spoil a few things. I'm gonna try not to spoil anything major. I'm gonna avoid like character deaths and stuff like that. But anything related to Xander.
Why wasn't this at the beginning of the video?
True, I do that. Spoilers.
W- Seriously, we're 8 minutes in, and now you're mentioning like I know I'm like being really nitpicky right now, but it's like if you're gonna do this where it says like full spoilers, put it at the beginning of the video in case people for some odd reason do not want spoilers or anything like that. Like I'll give you credit, you're telling people that you're gonna be spoiling this, but like just be more efficient with the time. It's like again, don't waste people's time.
Is fair game. I do think people should watch this show, and I
The
am
love
going
spell
to talk
episode.
about my least favorite thing in it.
Wait a minute. You were just saying that you couldn't recommend people this show like earlier, and now
I
you're
know,
saying
not. I know. It's listen. We have to counteract everything. It's going to take a while. It's like, uh, he's inconsistent with his own script again. Who knew, huh?
God, yeah.
So it might not be the best sales pitch. So watch the show. It's good. Come back here later if you want. I'll wait. I'm also not going to talk about any of the actors or their personal lives. You could make a whole separate video about that on its own. I am just here to talk about the characters and how they are written. But before we talk about all of that, we have to talk about Buffy and its inception a little bit. You see, Buffy the Vampire Slayer is a series born from one simple concept.
We've already done this.
You already did, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like we had to go through this again, really, about like what it was about. Why didn't you do this before? You're
Seriously, Cosmo,
everywhere. Like
redraft your script, please, and give it structure.
so when I was told this very early on, where it's like if it seems like this could have been somewhere else in your writing, you need to put it there. Like it's very simple. Like you need to reformat a little bit.
Yeah, and then yeah, because like this, a lot of this could have been spared if you had someone else like actually read through this slowly and carefully, line by line, and was like, "Wait, this is a bit redundant. Can we shift this up here and stuff like that?" Again, redraft your scripts, please, for your essays. Like this, not everyone is just going to be listening to this for like background noise. Like some people are going to be, what is it that people say, locked in? Some people are going to be locked in when watching your videos and paying attention. Please respect those individuals who do that.
Imagine the opening scene from your standard horror movie. A young blonde woman is walking down an alley at night when she's attacked by some sort of foul creature. But imagine if instead of being
Just
killed
get to the
and never
point.
spoken of again, that girl beats the dog shit out of the monster. Because he wasn't on the hunt. She was. That's the premise that Buffy was born from. It's a pitch that is so simple and so effective. And it's a concept that was created by Joss Whedon. Now yes, Joss Whedon has received a lot of hate lately, and justifiably so. It's one thing to write a few bad movies, But abusing women is where me and most other people draw the line. But lately, I've been morbidly fascinated with Whedon's work. I've been very interested in how his writing style has kind of shaped everything we watch now.
It's almost like you can separate the art from the
Artist.
artist
Yeah.
and
So
like actually just evaluate it on its own merits.
it's kind of funny. He said he wanted to avoid meta stuff, but he's talking about it anyway.
Yeah,
Which
just
is, I understand. It's like, is this like brownie points? I don't know. It just seems weird. Like, can we move on?
can we just like move on to the actual evaluation, which is that you accuse Xander Harris of being horrid and vile. Like, please.
People often refer to any snark or quippiness in a film or show as Whedon-esque, just because that's how it sounded in the Avengers. And most of the time when people call dialogue Whedon-esque, they aren't even being very accurate. In fact, what if I told you that you notice this style of writing more often because you've been hearing it for longer than you think? Now, if you're the kind of person who says, I hate Joss Whedon and I will never consume any of his work, well, I hate to break it to you, but you probably already do. Because even before he hit...
Yeah, that's kind of something that like, oh yeah, the Kal-El no scene, that comes from, that comes from Snyder.
Yeah, that was this. Yeah, that
Most of that was
that
Snyder's cut, yeah.
Kal-El, no.
But the yeah, it's like there's gonna be stuff that like that has connections to everything. It's like saying I'm never gonna watch a Disney film or like or something Disney inspired. It's like, oh, sorry, but you already have.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
all right.
Joss Whedon came from a family of very successful TV and movie writers, and I mean, he's done work on like Toy Story. Like he punched up Toy Story 1's script, and he's been in the industry for quite a while. So it's like, of course, you've been exposed to like to his work, even if he wasn't like show running or created it. But you know, something I will give
Inspiration.
Cosmonaut, yeah, something I will give Cosmonaut credit is that at least he's trying to say, hey, maybe these quips are not the the byproduct. We shouldn't be blaming Joss completely for these quips. Like it's just the quip.
It's
It can be just
lazy is what it is. I mean,
yeah. It's a form of lazy criticism. It's the same kind of criticism I dislike when people say something like Andor is like boring. I'm like, okay,
okay
like
then.
that's very subject. Like that's a subjective rabbit hole. I really
Yes, it
cannot
is.
engage with that. Do you have anything more accurate, more substantive, please?
The whole thing of like oh man, I forgot. Doesn't matter. Let's move on.
the mainstream with Buffy, he was tossed around from studio to studio to touch up scripts and make them punchier.
Yep, there it is.
Things that would quite frankly shock you. Do you like Toy Story?
Oh my gosh.
Twister,
Wow.
Speed, Atlantis the Lost Empire, the X-Men movies. He's directed a few episodes of The Office, and there's probably more things.
Speed? I like that movie a lot. Like,
Oh yeah,
that's a fun movie.
That
Yeah,
you love
so
that
did
he's
Atlantis.
touched and wasn't even credited
Yes.
for. While most people can agree he's a shitty person, it's hard to navigate the world of modern media without encountering something he's worked on.
I wonder if just he's consistent with this. Because,
yeah.
but still, it's a good point nonetheless that like you can't just not do something. Like, because I think someone said like sometimes you just want to eat your fast food. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's
so,
why like yeah.
It's like I don't want to think right now. Like sometimes it's like that's what it is.
When it comes to like controversial creatives, like the J.K. Rowling's or Orson Scott Cards or Whedon in this instance, there is nothing wrong with someone being like, hey, I may not necessarily agree with these individuals, but I just want to like consume their work. If they are like producing a sandwich, like I don't really care like what they believe in, just give me the thing that I want and I will judge it based on its own merits. I think there's a lot of people out there who,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Oh, sorry. I just realized what he was talking about in chat because I was like, "Oh, it's right. Buzz Lightyear did have a dawn moment because she realized that she was created to be a something else other than what she was remember herself being." It's like, "Oh, that is Buzz Lightyear." It's like, sorry, I'm an idiot.
What's Mole's story?
Trust me on this one. You don't want to know. Audrey, don't tell it. You shouldn't have told me, but you did. And now I'm telling you, you don't want to know.
Honestly, tell me that that line delivery is not something that you would see in an Avengers movie right now. And through a weird sequence of events, we're now kind of stuck.
Well, I will say sometimes bad dialogue can be greatly improved by line delivery. Like
yeah,
there are some people that Christopher Walken can make anything seem like weird and funny. It's
Stuck
you
with
know.
that style of writing. It's no exaggeration.
Also, I like how he used like that scene with like them lifting in the hammer. A lot of people cite that as like one of the better scenes of like Age of Ultron because it's very character.
Mm. I like that because it shows them actually like hanging out and not
Yeah,
being on the battlefield all the time. It shows they still have a life. The thing about Buffy that I really like, it reminds me of like um a family unit without being a real family. And the thing
yeah,
about though, when you start hanging around people long enough that you consider close personal friends like family, you're gonna be disagreeing because anything to flaw just builds up in your head, and that's gonna spill out, and it's gonna happen at the worst moment sometimes. Like
yeah, and I think that and that's the brilliance of Buffy is
family
that
grows together, they also throw hands together. You know, it's like
and it's also too it's like you look at the lore of Buffy, it's like the Slayers historically always worked alone because they always had short lives because all the supernatural creatures were attracted to them, but Buffy was the one person who subverted that by staying close to her friends, and her friends actually are the ones that have allowed her to get a semblance of normalcy, but B, also live a longer life. I mean, obviously that's excluding like all the time she dies in the show, but like, you get the point.
hey, wait a minute, that you can't say that. But it is because of her friends that she's able to come back. Because the first time, because Xander brought her back to life, and then it was Willow. So,
Yeah.
To say that the writing of Buffy has eventually gone on to inspire the way 90% of movies and shows are written today. But of course, I'm not saying you have to worship the guy. I'm just bringing something up that I think is interesting. There are 144 episodes of Buffy. Only 25 of those were written or directed solely by Joss Whedon. As is the case with many TV or film productions, one person usually isn't running
Once
the
More
show,
was feeling
with
such a great episode.
Yeah, that was.
Done it.
Yeah, and also yes, Cosmonaut is correct on this because there's a lot of good directors who you're probably familiar with. Drew Goddard is a good example. He actually worked under Joss, and he did a lot of the Daredevil episodes in like season 1.
Ooh, that explains a lot.
And also I think he's a part of James Gunn's writing table for like DC. So like he's
Oh
yeah,
no.
yeah.
Well, I should say it's James Gunn's problem because when you invent another universe where you're gonna have a market campaign with mutated monkeys to call Superman dumb and have toxic message boards about him all day long, it's like
Yeah.
I'm like, James, stop trying to like say no, you guys are wrong.
Yeah. I mean, I'll see it in the movie with context, but it's just
Well,
like
that's a leak, so he could put it out. So he could take it out because movies are worked on the day they come out. Like it's insane.
oh yeah.
I have no idea, but let's see if he actually brings up actual Xander slander because there's things you could say like Xander did wrong, but is that in character or is that the them putting him in a position where he had to do it, and that seems out of character.
This I have trouble writing this entire thing off because of one shithead. Because an army of talented and possibly non-shitty people also contributed to what makes the show great. And despite this, I still have trouble recommending Buffy to people. Which is weird.
You said that
because
already.
I
Move
would
on.
in a heartbeat recommend Firefly to anybody, a show that's also created by Whedon with all of his writing style intact. But the difference with Buffy is that it has something all of Whedon's projects do not possess: a character that Joss Whedon has admitted is his self-insert.
Is that true?
Is it okay? Let me look this up.
Is that true? It's missing a second A. Oh, is it on my? Yeah, it's probably my misspelling because I just had to get it through. I apologize. I'll fix it. I promise. Maybe it's on purpose. Maybe it's about how Cosmonaut would write it after not editing. Yeah, gotcha.
I'm seeing a Reddit post where it's like, does Xander sometimes feel like a weird self-insert? Okay.
I don't see that as a thing. Even if he was, so what? There are many self-inserts that they don't feel like they're the Mary Sue type, or like are all-knowing people. Like Uzumaki has a self-insert, and that has and he's kind of all-knowing sometimes, but he definitely doesn't get out of that like situation. let's just say
there's also
he's just as much cursed as the rest of them, is what I'm starting to say.
Yeah, that's again good points. It's just there's nothing wrong with a writer like putting in aspects of themselves when writing characters. Like one of my favorite examples is in One Piece. Like Shanks, like Ichiro Oda, the mangaka and creator of One Piece, has stated that Shanks is the most like him in terms of like how his personality is. But like Shanks is still a really cool character even within the context of the series, and he doesn't even come off like a self-insert. And even if Oda did admit that he was like a self-insert, it doesn't change the fact that he's a well-written character. Like
well,
again,
also we have the when it comes to the self-insert. Oh man, I forgot. Shoot. Dang it. That happens all the time. Don't worry about it. Ah, man. It's... Oh, yeah, I remember. Haha. I think every single writer puts aspects into themselves, into each character. Even into the story itself. There's no such thing as absolute 0% of them into it.
Yeah.
It's physically impossible.
Yeah, I'm working on a novel right now, and actually some aspects of my personality I've ironically put into like my main character's like potential love interest, and complete different sex and gender than me. And it's like, yeah,
that's
and I
didn't even
realize
yeah.
And I didn't even realize that until I started going through them like more seriously. So it's like, yeah, it happens. There's nothing.
What if you do it subconsciously? Then it's like, well, it's too late. I'm still gonna do it this way.
Exactly.
It's like, because that's really it. It's really excuse me. Subconsciously sometimes, like, you're gonna do that. We can't help but project ourselves sometimes onto not even just our characters that we make, but like other characters in shows and stuff like that. Like it's gonna happen.
Also, I want to emphasize to the audience watching here, we're 11 minutes and 54 seconds in, and now he's talking about Xander. So we've just wasted close to 12 minutes with all this preamble, when you could have cut this down in like half and gotten to the point.
Absolutely. Yep.
Seriously, people, redraft your scripts.
I don't know if I can talk about it or not, because I really try to cut down all the stuff, but it's like I want to be precise also, which means I need to get into a little more detail, but it's like I don't want to use the same detail twice unless it's absolutely necessary.
Yeah, right? It's almost It's almost like you have pride in your work and you want to
Well,
actually like.
uh, I tried, but it's like sometimes it's like when it's done, you're like, man, I could have done a better job. It's uh, it's some
It happens to us all when we create stuff. It's
I
like, oh
know,
man,
and it's like, anyways.
Character that is meant to represent Joss Whedon, a force that serves as
Oh
a constant
no.
reminder that even if Joss Whedon isn't on set, even if he's not directing it, even if he's not writing the episode, he is always watching. And that character is Xander.
As far as who I relate to, Xander was obviously based on me, the sort of guy that all the girls want to be best friends with.
Oh, that's where
oh,
that comes from. All right.
okay, all right.
The girls want to relate to. I'm like, okay. So are you trying to connect that to? So it's kind of funny you say art from the artist, but you bring up Joss Whedon when it comes to Xander. Interesting.
Yeah, it is very, very interesting. It's almost like, again, cosmonaut, like what are you trying to say? Are you trying to say that we should just evaluate Joss's work on his own merits and
Or
just like
it's like it seems like you're going in that direction instead. Your
it's like
actions speak louder than words.
you can't have your cake and eat it too, cosmonaut. Pick a lane and stick with it, please.
Mm-hmm. If you want to talk about both, you can do both, but they need to be in separate sections, I think.
Yes.
Part 1, part
Almost.
2.
Yeah, organize this video, please, cosmonaut.
Alexander Lavelle Harris is one of the main characters in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, one of the main members of the Scoobies, the term that's used in-universe and by fans to refer to Buffy and her friends.
I think it was Spike who first called them that.
Yeah, it's like almost, I think in like a very sarcastic, like, mocking way. It's like you
Oh,
Scooby.
absolutely. And then it just and then like he because they never call themselves the Scoobies. It's always Spike.
He's basically the Sokka of the group. If Sokka sucked forever. He's the only person.
Sokka, Xander sucks forever. All right.
All right. Okay.
Prove it.
Thank you for insulting like
Sokka?
one of my favorite characters in Avatar,
Yeah.
and then trying to slander Xander.
Yeah,
No.
it's like it's man, it's I do agree that like Sokka is a Xander like. I'm not gonna act like I don't see that when he says it, but it's like they are not the same.
Yeah, like Sokka is more of the battlefield tactician. He's the guy that's actually like who forms the plan for Team Avatar.
Oh
Who
yeah, I
keeps them
know.
organized.
The title's spelled wrong. I know. I can't. I don't know. I don't know what I can do about that. Face palm. Yeah, hold on. Let me get to it real fast. I don't know if I can edit it midstream. That's the thing. Um. So it's like Yep. All right, nothing I can do for now. It will be fixed later. I promise.
Person in the Scoobies with no exceptional skills or superpowers. He's not smart like Giles. He can't do magic like Willow. He doesn't have super strength and a healing factor like Buffy does. He's just a guy. Now, normally this archetype is associated with a lot of beloved characters. There's a lot to love about a character who's just a normal guy trying to make it in a world of wackiness. But normally those characters are beloved for the unique aspects they bring to that group.
Xander doesn't bring any unique aspects to the Scoobies group? Like
Well,
what are you trying to say, Cosmonaut?
Hold on. I'm gonna try to change the thing. Let me change it, I guess, real fast.
Okay.
I'm gonna intermission. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. I'll change it. I have to go to my account real quick. Inspector Gadget. All right, hold on. Let me get. Yes, please edit it.
While you do that, I'm gonna get a refill of water. I'll be back.
Sure. Save. There it is. We have flex those fans. No, I did it. See? It's up now. If it hasn't changed, then... See, I changed it. I found out. I did it. I'm a big person. Oh, wrong one. There's so much things to do. But thank you. I should have done it. Now at least know how to do it quickly. S tier streaming. Hey, it could be worse. It could have been a joke, but but you know what? I can admit that now.
I'm back, and man, I've already consumed most of my water, and we're like barely into this video.
Mm-hmm.
Cosmonaut.
Me too. My brain's that's what I mean. Like my energy's slowly dying.
You want to rewind a bit?
And serve
Okay.
as necessary comedic
You want to rewind
relief
so that
skills or superpowers. He's not smart like Giles. He can't do magic like Willow. He doesn't have super strength and a healing factor like Buffy does. He's just a guy. Now, normally this archetype is associated with a lot of beloved characters. There's a lot to love about a character who's just a normal guy trying to make it in a world of wackiness. But normally those characters are beloved for the unique aspects they...
Which is kind of funny. I don't know why you're showing Joey Wheeler. Yugi doesn't really have powers, really. He just turns into a pharaoh. Which is basically another person. His magic...
Unless it's like...
Yeah. I don't know. It just feels weird.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Zero with like banishing people to the Shadow Realm and stuff
yeah,
like
it's
that.
true. But I understand. It's just kind of weird. It's like Kaiba doesn't have magic powers either. But I get it. But he does get like the benefits of being a main character rival, which is like he gets the same powers that Yugi does sometimes, and that lets him be on there.
I think he's
Joey's
like
an average dude. Yeah. Joey is the average dude. Yes.
To like to ordinary people. Which do you think that's accurate? That he's doing that, like conflating a kind of.
Joey is the average dude, but he also gets the benefit of power sometimes. Like, it's not a one-to-one comparison. I don't know. It just feels weird.
And he even battled against Kaiba, like, and actually nearly won.
That group. They might offer humor and serve as necessary comedic relief. They might offer a unique perspective that gets the group out of sticky situations. Xander's different in that he doesn't really offer any of that. Xander Harris is
He doesn't get people out of sticky situations.
What? Okay.
Yeah, first episode, buddy. He literally does. He literally does.
Yes.
He goes into a sewer and saves them. And saves Buffy and goes to save his friend. He does make plans, but it's like it's with help of other people because he's not that smart. Not really. He's good with his hands.
Buffy back to life, didn't he? Like season one, like so. What?
Yeah, semantics. Yeah, true.
I don't. Cosmonaut.
He's making generalizations. And here's the thing, most of the time, I kind of agree. Because he just tells jokes in the first 2 seasons, but then by the 3rd season, he actually wants to get involved. He was the guy that comes up with the battle plan against the giant snake.
Yep.
He does make mistakes, but that has to do with his character. Like, when he does the love spell, he's like, he just wanted to get back at Courtney because he was being humiliated, and being a dumb teenager, he did the wrong things.
Yeah, and regretted that
Yeah,
because,
he
like,
did
oh
regret
man,
it, and especially in season 2 and stuff like that, there's not as much like cause and effect. But yeah, but in season 3 though, that's when all that stuff happens, where it's like he always, like, when someone makes a plan, he wants to be a part of it. He wants to help.
yeah. That's why I
Like,
say season 3 of Buffy is really it's really the season where like everything comes together.
mm-hmm.
Where it's like
Rude, unfunny, misogynistic moron. His entire role in the story revolves around saying unfunny comments and being horny for every female character in the series. He's a bad friend to Buffy, which isn't a quality that's unique to him, but he...
Bad friend to Buffy?
bad
Really?
Really? Prove it.
Scooby several times. Oh, okay. He does call himself Scooby. Alright. I just don't remember. My bad. But, like, he's being mean to her. Like, well, yeah, because of do with Angel. He hates Angel.
Yeah.
He was the first to
Yeah.
do it. And do you know why he hates vampires? Because he had to kill his best friend in the first two-parter.
And also, this is something that, but again, we're talking spoilers here. When Spike attempted to grape Buffy, Xander was pissed. Understandably.
And then it's like he wanted Angelus dead. And remember at the hospital when Angel tried to get into the hospital and Xander is like, maybe I can't stop you, maybe those orderlies can't, maybe that cop can't, but I'm willing to find out.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Like, it blows my mind where it's like cosmonauts like, oh, I've watched this thing multiple times and taken notes and all this other stuff, and it's like,
yes, I think it is, because the first 2 seasons Buffy are just lame, but also not that bad. It especially by like today's standards, and then season 3 is where it's like, whoa, like it's good, and then season 4 is like, yeah, it's still good. 5, great. 6, great. 7 is good, and it's kind of mid sometimes, but still.
Yeah. The first 2 seasons of Buffy, they're
Jesse should have been mentioned again. Sorry.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Yeah, but like the first 2 seasons of Buffy are solid. Like they are decent TV, but it's like season 3 is really when the show like gets really, really good.
It's
so, like,
the slow burn of like everything. It's like once, and even season 2 has like really good, solid stuff in it.
Mm-hmm.
So, anywho,
Passion, man, that's like one of the best.
Passion, and then the 2-parter at the end.
Yep, that's also a good 2-part.
Anywho,
he does it in a way that particularly makes me angry. He's the only aspect of the show that has aged badly, and it has made it very difficult to recommend this show because whenever somebody turns the series on for the first time, they meet him and realize, wow, this guy fucking sucks. Wait, he's in every episode?
The first time you see him, he looks at Buffy and is like, hey, she's kind of cute, and then wrecks his skateboard. I think that's very relatable.
Yeah.
Because, like, he's a teenage boy. What do you want him to do?
I mean, Buffy's the new girl. What did you think? Cosmonaut, I want to ask this question very earnestly. If you're somehow watching this, okay, cool, props, but did you go to high school? Did you actually, like, encounter people who are like teenagers? Because
I did.
It really feels like you haven't, man.
Or he just wants to stay face. This feels like projection from his. If I don't say this, the audience will get mad at me. Like, it's just what it feels like. And here's the thing: that meta argument's coming back in again. He's not picking a lane.
He's not picking a lane. Yeah, you said very specifically, Cosmonaut, that you were not going to talk about the meta stuff, and and like weed and everything, and yet you're still doing it. And I'm just like, pick a lane, man, and stick with it.
There's actually one episode that he's not in, and it's a really good one. Xander is introduced to us at the beginning of the first episode. The first thing he does is he sees Buffy, and he ogles at her. Then he meets with his female best friend Willow, selfishly asks her to do something for him, and then continues to obsess over the gorgeous girl he just saw. Now I can already hear...
Yeah.
Yeah. To be fair, I think he was getting to some point, so I'd be curious to hear.
Sure.
Some people say, okay, I think you just hate this character because he's a horny man. What, boys can't be boys anymore? No, listen, I don't care about that. I have no problem with a high school boy in a TV show being obsessed with girls. That is normal. What isn't normal is that this introduction to Xander shows us exactly the type of person he is going to be for the entire show. The characters in Buffy start...
Hey.
I don't believe you.
I don't believe you at all. No.
He does get off that sort of block when it comes to women.
Yes.
It's like he gets tricked by them. He's kind of a demon magnet.
Yeah, that's the recurring joke with Xander, is that he's always caught up with like monstrous like individuals, like whether it be the mantis girl, like the giant mantis creature, or the Inca mummy girl.
Yeah, that episode is one of the worst.
Yeah, the Inca one was not great.
Like or it's like the end season 7, where it's like, hey, you need to use this rope, and it's like, oh really? Like, you want to go out for coffee? Like, sure. And then go out for coffee, and then he gets tied up over the hellmouth. It's like, thank you for suggesting these ropes. Like,
but then he also changes in like season 4 as well, where it's just like he starts to realize that, hey, maybe, I can't be this way all the time, especially considering that like all my friends are like going to college or moving on and all this other stuff. It's like it's all contextual based on the seasons, because like the first 3 seasons were very much like high school drama, and it's like post that it's like Xander having to reconcile this stuff as an adult. That's one of the things I genuinely love about Buffy, is that it's not afraid to change the status quo and have the characters organically react to that change in a believable fashion without it coming off as jarring, or like the author is just doing it for like arbitrary reasons.
Oh yeah, it gave me up. I love that quote. But like, yeah, it's kind of funny. Each season does have him change somewhat, and he does get more mature, just like everybody does. But you can still have him be like, he does think about women, but in other ways, because when he's with a woman, up to season 4, 5, 6, like, he doesn't really have that inclination anymore.
Yeah.
In fact, he wants his marriage to succeed.
Yeah, I really like Xander and Anya together. That was really good.
I don't want to get a conversation about like the how in Hell's Bells, like, Hell's Bells I haven't seen in a long time, because I don't know. I just don't like Xander being sad.
Yeah.
But like, I need to watch it again just to know why he does what he does. But like, yeah.
The series as teenagers. They end the series as adults, and Xander stays basically the same for the entire show.
Not true.
No.
Not true.
No.
This is not true.
Stop it,
He
Cosmonaut.
does grow. You can, because here's the thing, as you grow, you're still you. Shocker, I know.
Like, what kind of growth? Like, I honestly want to ask, like, what kind of growth are you trying to look for Xander? Like, seriously, just explain to me, like, what did you expect for him going forward?
Can't you say
Like, I
that
mean,
for everyone though?
yeah,
Because like Buffy, for example, changes, but she doesn't change so much so that she becomes unfamiliar. Like
yeah.
that's what people are though. Like,
She still jokes during like tense situation, like during like lighthearted stuff and everything, but like she slowly starts to embrace her role of being the Slayer and actually sees purpose and meaning in it. Especially when you juxtapose her hating the fact that she has this burden, this destiny on her. So
mhm.
like character development doesn't necessarily need to facilitate like a character, like if we have a character that's like arrogant and they become like more humble and stuff like that doesn't have to be every character. You can have character development where the core aspects of who they are still remain intact, but they're either like mitigated or they have like small examples of growth. Like Marty McFly from Back to the Future is a really good example. Like Marty is still charismatic and and
Excuse me.
confident and all this other stuff, but like he's less impulsive. Like we see that at the end of the movie. So just I don't know, Cosmonaut. Like
Growth is
what are you
not a
trying?
straight line. Yeah. You know, it's like going over a mountain. It's just what it is, you know. It's sometimes you can revert character growth.
Yes.
And that can still be well written. Um I think that a lot of heroes going villains have a lot of aggressive moments, and that can be well written.
Yeah. Wesley from Angel is a great example.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking about Faith, but yeah.
Oh, that's another great example too.
5x5. Oh, no, I should say Sanctuary. Really good first season Angel episode. Anyways,
My biggest problem with this character isn't any of the numerous flaws that I mentioned earlier. Xander is a
What?
I'm sorry, that just caught me off guard. I'm like, so why'd you mention him? For goodness sakes, stop wasting my time. For goodness sakes.
Redraft your script, Cosmonaut.
numerous flaws that I mentioned earlier. Xander is allowed to have flaws. This is a show where everybody, even the squeakiest, cleanest characters, have a gigantic and catastrophic personality flaw. But the difference is that Xander is the only character that never changes into a character that we can enjoy watching.
You said this. This is the third time you said this.
This is the third,
For
and
good
yeah,
sakes.
and that is a subjective claim. Okay, that we enjoy what stop. What you really have to clarify your position when you say stuff like this. Like, what is it that you don't that you think people would enjoy from Xander? Because speaking for me,
just say it once and explain it. That's it.
Because speaking for myself, one of the things I like about Xander that I think is very underappreciated about him is he's actually quite brave.
Oh yeah, like you see that from the first episode. Like, he's like, my friend's in danger. I don't care what the threat is. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. And keep in mind, this is a guy who knows that these supernatural creatures are bump in the night. They could kill him. They can do a lot of horrible things, and yet, in spite of that, he's willing to stand up for that because his friends are in danger. It's like I don't know about you, but it's pretty inspirational, man. Like you stand up in front of a threat in spite of you lacking the capabilities in order to take that thing down and knowing you could potentially die. Like that's braver. That to me is like bravery at its best.
Um, and yeah, he does a lot of things. That's like it's almost like he would jump in front of a train for people. Like that's who he is. 12 in the first season, yeah, true. And then and then season 2 is longer, and then it gets 3 is just as long.
Yep.
He's not the only character that starts off annoying. In episode 1, we're also introduced to Cordelia.
Oh my gosh, Cordelia's! I think Cordelia's kind of meant to be that character, but again, he explained that, so hopefully he doesn't explain it again.
Stereotypical mean girl, and she's meant to piss us off. Most people who hate
I don't. It's kind of funny. I've never really hated her.
But yeah, I was more indifferent to Cordelia as a character. I do appreciate her being very much like a mirror of like what Buffy used
Used
to
to
be
be. Yep. Mm-hmm.
before she became the Slayer and everything. Because I think it was, I forget if it was in the season or something, but like she explained to like Willow and Xander that like she was just as bad, if not worse, than Cordelia back in LA
Mm-hmm.
before she found out that she was the Slayer.
Mm-hmm. And then when she had the wish, like that was her worst moment. Is wish. It's like,
Yeah,
it's like, but you can't blame her because she's a teenager still, and she had breakup and hurting, and she tried to be confident, but she was torn down. It's like, again, it's like just because someone makes a mistake, a horrific mistake, it's like how do you recover from that and still have them be likable?
yeah,
It's
that's the context. It's the context behind. Again, it's all contextual. It's all based on like what we know about the character, their choices, and if it's consistent with who they are and it's coherent,
true.
and if it isn't, like you have a good explanation for why that's the case.
I just yeah. No, it's like I will say Willie is not like Cordelia. She's but she's very surface level. And then you find out was it like in the Invisible Girl episode that she's like, yeah, I'm maybe surrounded by people, but I'm always alone. It's like, oh.
Skylar White would probably hate Cordelia too. But Cordelia is one of my favorite characters because she's well written.
I don't get it. Buffy's a Slayer. Shouldn't she have...
What, a license to kill?
Shouldn't there be different rules for her?
Sure, in a fascist society.
Right. Why can't we have one of those?
Even when she's
It's a funny scene, but like that sounds like she's worse than Xander. You I don't think that scene did what you thought it mean.
Yeah, cause Xander, like, look, yeah, you can go after him for like being a bit horny and all this other stuff, but like Xander is still brave. Like
He has a good head
he's
on
not
his shoulders most of the time. He really
yeah,
does.
he's not.
Like,
He doesn't advocate for murder.
yeah, it's like, oh my gosh. She just says something because she wants to get out of doing something. It's like, or like get out of a situation. She'll just think about whatever she can, and it's like she has no filter. That's one of her actual good qualities that she learns to harness, and in a good way, an angel. Like, it's so good.
in her season 1 and 2 Mean Girl mode, she's fucking hilarious. The writers kind of popped off with her dialogue.
I have to have the most expensive thing. Not because it's expensive, but because it costs more.
You know,
Hello, Miss Motormouth. Can I get a sentence finished?
And she quickly grows out of the stereotypical mean girl persona and
No, she doesn't. No,
Not
she
really.
really doesn't. Even up to season 2, it's like she doesn't have the she tells I remember like in the Freddy Krueger like one episode right after Passion. It's
Yep.
like she says to Giles, it's like, or she talks about Buffy like, hey, maybe you just want to invent a monster you can kill since like since you're kind of powerless. And it's like, and then Giles like, you ever heard of a thing called tact? It's like
Yeah.
it's like, holy crap, you're kind of terrible. But this is different. This is when she's in Pylea and she becomes a princess.
becomes one of the most heroic characters in the series.
She really
in
is.
Season 1, Willow
Yeah.
is a nerd who can't talk good and dresses like a fucking Cabbage Patch Kid. But by the end of the series, she becomes an elder tier wizard. Buffy starts as a sassy, cool girl with a lot of hope and optimism. But by the end of the series, she's forced to grow up and becomes the strongest personification of raw depression that I've ever seen in a television show character.
No, that's not true either. By the end of it, she had become more confident because she won. She won over the first evil. Like, she did it. Like,
Yeah. Despite the tremendous costs associated with taking down that entity, she did it.
Yep.
It's
and
like
she knows it costs so much. Now she has, what are you going to do with all that responsibility now? And in the state of the world, she starts an organization. Like, She actually does though. Like she actually does. It's in Angel where it's like it's said like they do have a new Watchers Council or whatever.
Cosmonaut, I really want to ask you this. Did you really watch this show as carefully as you said you did? Like, I know I'm being really
I
mean
know he's
right
talking
now.
season 6, but Willow was season 7, and so was
Yes.
uh so that's why I'm comparing it. And then Cordy from the last part of Angel. So it's like, yeah. So I'm allowed
Yeah.
to mention that.
Because really, Cosmonaut, like, this video is so all over the place. It's really hard for me to, like, grasp, like, what your references are in, like, relation to, like, your central argument. And I don't know, man. It's just like, you're not doing a very good job of convincing me why Xander is a bad character.
Not yet, anyway.
Because
We
yeah,
still have 40
but, like,
minutes.
who knows? You could prove me wrong, and I will eat crow. But like, come on, man.
I mean, there are plenty of things you could probably do it for. It's just that I do have nostalgia bias for Buffy, so it's like, man. So it's gonna be so if you point out something to me, I'm like, yeah, I admit that's wrong. Please do it. Do it.
Seen in a television show character. While their core personalities stay intact, everybody has a lot of growing up to do in Buffy. But not Xander. He starts off as a little shit and he ends the show as a little shit. Out of the 7
He does.
He
Prove it.
does.
This is
Prove
the
it.
4th time you said it. 4th time, please prove it.
seasons of Buffy, I'd say Xander in season 1 through 3 can be classified as incel Xander. Then
Incel Xander.
Incel Xander.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my lord.
Oh, do you really? Okay, what's your proof? Please tell me.
Seasons 4 through 7 are what I'd call stupid older brother Xander who thinks he's wiser than he is.
Oh. So this is the part where he tells about Riley, which is actually very true. He says, "Hey, Buffy, you're kind of being an idiot because you're letting Riley go when he was the best part of your life."
Yeah. almost like Xander understands that like Buffy has gone through a whole lot of stuff at that point. She, broke up with Angel and everything like that, and like Riley was the one thing that was making her happy, and you're letting him go. Why? Like, it's
And not
like
only that,
Xander.
Riley lets Xander know at the beginning of season 5, episode 3, the replacement one, where it's like, hey, Riley tells Xander she doesn't love me, but I love her, and I don't know. It's like half of her's there for me, and Xander is like, what the heck is going on? Like he has that look, and so he puts it together. And by the way, that's many episodes away from this one. So it's like, oh, he put it together because he knows what's going on in her life, because he's the heart of the frickin' show. He's not. Listen, he's not the smart character, but he's not dumb. Okay.
So let's start with Incel Xander, because those early seasons are where a lot of my
Oh, look, he's standing up to Angel right there when he's trying to kill Buffy in the hospital. Oh, look at that. Not good. Not good footage to show that.
Not a good scene. Yeah, it's Xander, this vile, horrid character.
True. That is true. That actually, you know what? That's a good criticism right there. Xander could have talked to Riley and said, "You need to talk to Buffy about this. You can't just stand by." But Riley is trying to be there for Buffy because her mom is going through it, and she is always going to run into Spike, and Riley's off doing his own thing. So it's like, and Xander is dealing with Anya and all that other stuff. So like, who knows? But like, yes, I do agree that that's just me coping a little bit about it.
His problems begin. Now, Xander's story arc in season 1 is very simple. He has a crush on Buffy. He wants to ask her out. At the same time, though, he's aware that his best friend Willow is madly in love with him.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
That's because that's the thing about guys in high school. They don't know what they have right in front of them. They want the it's almost a trope and a stereotype that guys want the challenge, and they're sort of playing on that.
Yeah, so it's like the classic. Oh, you're after the popular girl, but your best friend, the person who's next to him, who likes you for who you are,
A childhood
is
friend
right.
trope. Yeah.
Yeah, the childhood friend, and then when he has the quote unquote glow up, and the friend recognizes that he has feelings for for her. It's like, yeah, but like it takes a while for people to realize that because they're friends, and it's like he didn't really ever consider that possibility or that fact. It's like
guys in high school.
seriously, cosmonaut, did you?
Well, it's just that he knows about the pack.
Okay,
but like, I guess so. I don't know that scene.
Oh yeah, the pack.
Yeah. Was this no? It's just that it's a big stereotype in boys in high school. Like it's definitely part of that, like sort of like WB sort of thing going on at the time. So it's like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, because I remember in the pack at the end, like Xander remembers eating
everything, eating the principal. Yeah,
which is really horrific when you think about that. Like, oh man, it's like he's like, don't tell Willow, right? It's like don't.
And then like he definitely knows, but maybe he's like, I don't want to ruin that friendship. Maybe I don't know, because he's definitely going after Buffy. And then Xander tries to ask out Willow, who knows that she knows. It's kind of like, don't use me as an excuse to go, like you want to go dance when you're thinking about her. It's like that's not going to happen. Out more up, yeah. So yeah, all right.
He simply does not care. Now, we're never made privy to why Xander doesn't want to date Willow. For these first few seasons, it's very apparent that Willow likes him, and even Xander knows this. He just doesn't give a fuck. But at the same time, Xander is desperate for validation and attention, both of which he gets from Willow regularly. Honestly, we're only shown one potential reason why he doesn't like Willow back. And it's because she's not as hot as the other girls. Willow is not very...
I just think because they're childhood friends. I think that's the excuse. I'm not sure that... I need to watch the pack again because, holy crap, I need to make sure that, like, why wouldn't he?
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, because I remember watching the pack like a few months ago, but it's like, I always got the sense that they were like...
It might be just bad writing.
Yeah.
Like, it might just be like it wasn't important to them at the time, and they're very episodic back then. So
yeah,
I think that's why.
Yeah, and then also too, you could even just say the fact that like Xander sees Willow as like a sister, because like I know like I know Xander had he definitely had some family problems, so it's like yeah.
That's also true. We never really see his family, just voices, except in Hell's
Yeah.
Bells.
Yeah. So like
also in Restless, but yeah. The reason why I remember the later seasons a lot more because they have a lot more impact.
Yeah, the early seasons of Buffy are very.
Oh yeah, she is cute. She's cute. I'll agree to that. Yeah.
Alison Harrington.
The redhead, of course.
She's great.
Willow.
Very good at hiding the fact that she's in love with Xander, and it upsets her deeply when Xander openly ignores her and obsesses over Buffy.
I should ask her out, right?
Won't know till you ask.
That's why you're so cool. You're like a guy. You're my guy friend that knows about girl stuff.
Oh, great.
There are a few moments in these early episodes where he briefly entertains her whims, but it feels
And that's a joke put on later when Buffy is hit by the spell and the by the witch, and she gets drunk off that. And like she says, like, you know, Xander, you're exactly like one of the girls. Like, yeah, like, oh,
Yeah,
wasn't
Joss
it?
had a really Joss always knew how to bring jokes back and
Well,
reference them in a great.
it's not that she's not hot as Buffy. That's not it's more of a character reason. She's shy and reserved, and she knows a lot of stuff, and she gets picked on, and so it's like, yeah, she's gonna be, and then she has the glow up.
Yeah,
She starts going out with Oz, which makes her really come out of her shell.
yeah. Something I like just in terms of like references is when Giles in season 1 says the Earth is doomed,
The
and
Earth is doomed.
response,
Oh yeah,
and then was it season 4?
not hot girl.
Yeah, and he's like the Earth is still doomed.
Oh yeah, it's a nice little first episode reference.
Feels like he's doing it because he's bored. It doesn't feel genuine. He only considers Willow's feelings for him when it's convenient or when he's run out of other options. He also hates Angel.
More in the let's see. So I don't think he does it because it's convenient. Because like Buff in that scene, Buffy's been away for a long time. Because
Yeah.
she was in LA with her father. So for
Yeah,
the
that's
summer. And
that was between seasons 1 and 2 or
yes,
2 and 3.
one
Okay,
and
that's
two.
1 and 2.
That
Okay,
was
1 and
the
2.
season 2 episode 1 where she was going to LA and she hasn't dealt and Buffy hasn't dealt with the Master's bones yet.
Yep.
And so like because of her absence, hanging out with her and then really in that moment and then it gets interrupted by vampire. It's like, oh
Yeah.
that happens.
Angel, the mysterious man that Buffy is now obsessed with. But again, this is not a problem in a vacuum. It is perfectly reasonable for the guy who's in love with Buffy to be jealous of the guy that she likes.
Well, it's a twofold thing. He hates because vampire and also Buffy. Yep.
Yeah.
He uses that jealousy as a part of his hate for Angel. Like it's complicated as like emotions, but he does get over it when Angel is having like problems with the first. It's like, I may hate Angel, but I'm not gonna let Buffy suffer. And oh,
Yeah,
by the
it's-
way, you remember during the love spell when Buffy tried to come on to Xander? It's
Yup.
like, you want me to? It's like I know you want me. I was like, I know you want me, but it's only because of the spell. And it's like, I'm not gonna touch that robe. It's like, but I want to, but like, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna take advantage of Buffy. I'm not gonna do it.
Which shows that Xander's like appreciation for Buffy is genuine and he actually respects her as an individual. But
Mhm.
apparently he's a vile, horrid person. I know I keep hammering that in, but it's like people really need to understand like the choice of words that you use to describe a character. Like if you're gonna make an assertion like that, you better as heck back it up. Like part of my language, just no. Like you have Cosmonaut, you are doing an awful job right now of actually justifying
Well,
why
his
Xander.
footage and his words are very different.
Yeah, it's like, dude, you said that you went through this series with a fine tooth and comb.
Well,
It's very clear.
He said he watched them.
Yeah, okay, yeah, fair enough. But like, yeah, I'll mend that. But still, like, you're not doing a good job, man.
It allows for an interesting dynamic in the early seasons. In season 1, Xander is annoying, but we just met him, so the hope is that he'll learn from his mistakes and, grow as a character. Throughout the season, though, he has a lot of moments that show just what kind of person he is. He's very selfish, and not in a cute way. He has a way of making everything about him.
Xander, this is deeply dangerous.
I'm inadequate. That's fine. I'm less than man.
But worst
That's one instance, and I don't remember what episode is that from. Is that
I
from the
think that's
first episode?
I believe that is from the first episode
When
because
he wants to help his best friend who was kidnapped by vampires.
yeah, it's like of course he would want to go down and save his friend.
And then when he gets rejected, he doesn't handle it well. Like, that's a part of his character. He doesn't take rejection well. It even reflects when he actually does ask out Buffy, and then he doesn't know, and he doesn't take it well. And in fact, he could say he's utterly selfish about it, but he still goes after her when she is going to die from a prophecy. So
yeah.
The harvest, yes.
of all, he's not funny. The Buffyverse is one that is built on comedy, and a lot of the time it works.
If you say it's not funny, that's fine, but I think he's funny. Moving on.
That's fair. Yeah, that's a subjective thing.
There is some times where I'm like, his character is pretty cringe. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes.
Because that may be character though, because after he gets like dumped by Cordelia, he does go through like, I need to build myself back up phase, and his jokes don't come off that funny.
Yeah. Like, you can tell that was made. Like, you can tell that he was doing that because just everything that was going on, and he wants to, like, reassert some control, like, over his life, post, like, the Cordelia. But, like, I can see how that can get really annoying.
But by the third season, he's got it back. Like, absolutely. Because Anya.
Yes.
No, not because Anya. Because, like, he goes through the Zeppo. And,
Oh, yeah.
And he saves the whole school from rat poison.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, he does do things.
Even if it is corny.
Fascinating. A heart.
It's not a heart, it's a Bambi.
Some of my favorite jokes come from a comedic visual instead of a verbal joke. Like a brainwashed Buffy trying to kill an innocent man with a rocket launcher. There's another insane joke where one of the side characters rewrites the whole universe to make himself the main character, and they go...
Yeah, Superstar. It's a great episode.
Yes.
And here's the thing. The first... I love that 3 episodes in season 4, which is This Year's Girl. I forget the one after that. It's the one where they switch bodies.
Yep.
And then Superstar. It's like, oh, that's so good. The wolf, the ram, and the heart. Yes.
Yes.
Go so far as to change the theme song to include him. The humor might not work for everybody.
The visuals, not the theme song, but still.
Yes,
he is technically correct. So
there's a lot of it. You can't have 140 plus episodes full of jokes and have all of them be bangers. The show also does rely on your tolerance for quipping. Every character in the show is written with a comedic slant.
Well, that's because that is sort of what you said earlier. That's the way Joss writes. And people do kind of do this in real life, whether you like it or not. It's like when something goes wrong in your life, some people speak out, some people don't. Like I like it when Joss yells at his computer, because he hates them.
Oh yeah,
and he's like, what is he called? Like, shut up, you fad. That's right, I called you a fad, and I'm going to tell you why. It's like
Anthony Stewart he really just like every time he gets annoyed with computers, it's like as I've grown older, I'm like, yes, I can relate with you.
Oh yeah, it's like I believe it was Tom Baker who said like the problem with computers is that they're sophisticated idiots. Like,
yes,
it's like good, it's good, but like yeah, it's like people quip in real life, right? It's just that it's not it, but it is more noticeable in the show because it seems a lot more programmed to make you laugh, and it's not always going to make you laugh. I agree there, but
yeah,
I mean I don't mind it. It's not like they quip every single moment. It's
Yeah,
and it's still character based.
and also too, Joss knows when to like cut back on the quips when
Mhm.
things get like really serious. Like, look, any of this more serious episodes of Buffy, like the quips, they're pretty tame because it's like, oh man, like things are really going down. Like everything that happened with like season 5, which is I would say one of my favorite seasons with like Glory and Dawn. Like yeah,
It's great. It's 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 in fact it's kind of funny how like season 6 is like the most controversial for some people. It's like,
yeah,
man, I understand why, because it has the most like it deals with depression and like
yes,
it's um I'm watching a what was it, a therapeutic, not therapeutic, oh my gosh, like like a therapist sort of reaction to the emotional episodes of like the
mm-hmm.
body and stuff. And
Yep.
it's like it's really good insight into how like Buffy and Joss Whedon wrote emotional trauma and how and how true it is to like real life of that episode, and how it relates to how he went through a death in the family as well. It's like really good personal stuff to actually go through.
Yeah, that's like one of my favorite examples of like death in like media because it's just super. It's not glorified one bit. It's like wow, this is like
It's too real.
horrific.
That's how I see it.
Yes, it's like for Joss to be able to depict that, like that takes skill.
An immense amount of skill. Like it's one of the best funeral, other than Haunting of Hill House. Like Haunting of Hill House has a really good funeral scene. It's superb, and so is The Body. It's also superb when it deals with death and all that stuff, and how people deal with it. What's their reactions going to be, and how are they going to change from it? You know.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody expects me to do everything around here because I'm the principal.
This is just the tone of the series, and
Well,
well,
never mind. I'm just going to move on.
it works most of the time because it's consistent. It also helps that most of the characters are just born to be funny. Again, I bring Cordelia to the stand.
I swear, one of these times you're gonna wake up in a coma.
Wake up in a... Oh, never mind.
And even though the main character...
You see, but here's the thing. It's kind of like, so what I really love about that scene is Cordelia's being Cordelia because she has no filter, and she says whatever comes to her mind. She doesn't really think about what she's going to say, and she's like, one day you're going to wake up in a coma, and then like he gets up, and it's like he's so bewildered about what Cordelia just said. It's like it doesn't even matter what's going on. He has to retort what she just said. It's like
he's also like a proper like Englishman. Like he's educated. So he's like wake up in a like that doesn't make sense. How do you wake up in a?
Yes. Oh yeah, like dealing with death, how he shows how you deal with life. It's a sort of reflection. Absolutely. Like I'm still not done with notes on The Body. It's taken me forever because there's so much psychological trauma, character stuff, the aspects and the themes. It's like, good stuff.
If I ever taught a writing class, I would show that episode as like a good example of like how to depict death and like how to handle that kind of stuff in like a very real sense. Like if you don't want to glorify, like it's a great episode.
Gonna wake up
And
in a
I think
coma. Oh, that's right. She does. She does wake up in a coma. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. H.
She she does. Literally. Good stuff.
Are all little fucking comedians. Their humor has slight differences. Buffy's jokes usually feature her making a pun or some kind of observational humor.
Did you really think you could best me here?
You have fruit punch mouth.
You have fruit punch mouth.
Buffy's telling jokes to piss off her enemies. She's like Spider-Man. She's trying to get a rise out of them so they fight worse.
Wow, that was really really funny looking. Could you do it again?
I'll kill you for that.
For that? What were you trying to kill me for before?
Willow doesn't usually make jokes outright, and her humorous dialogue usually stems from her being awkward. When she says something corny, it's in an adorable way.
Okay, but do they really stick out?
What?
Sore thumbs, do they stick out? I mean, have you ever seen a thumb and gone, wow, that baby is sore?
But Xander is actively trying to be funny and make people laugh. He is.
Well, yeah. Have you ever got a friend group where all they want to do is make other people laugh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I hate to say it, but like I try to do that stuff, and it's like, because I kind of want people to have like a good time. I don't know, like psychologically, because that makes them feel better. It's like, it is a part of like a, not necessarily narcissistic or selfish. It is sort of like, I don't know, they want to be positive. Like,
want to lighten the mood.
Yeah, they want to lighten the mood too. Like, that could be the positive end of it, but like, as long as you're self-aware, you know.
And also too, one other thing, like if you're going after him for this, then okay, shouldn't you have an issue with like Sokka from Last Airbender as well? Because like Sokka's a lot of his sarcasm, because he literally says that he's jokes and sarcasm. Like that's his thing.
I'm the jokes and sarcasm guy. It's
yeah. I recently watched Bitter Work. I remember that. I'm just like, so Cosmonaut, like
Bitter Work is one of my favorite episodes.
That's such a great episode, indeed. And it's just like, so all right, you're fine with that with Sokka, but what is it about Xander specifically with his humor that you find that you don't like? Like, I get it. If you don't like his humor style, like subjectively, fair enough. But I'm I'm confused.
I just say, as I hate to say it, as like I need to stop saying that because now I'm starting to be self-conscious. So thank you. Yeah, I should stop saying that. I hate to say it. It's like, okay, no, I don't. Obviously. But...
Also, thank you, chat.
Chat's good today. So it's not only that, but Sokka is in the middle of a war. So he's going to try to lighten the mood. Because when you lighten the mood, it gets people in a more comfortable place to have a clear head. You know?
Yeah. You even see that in book 3 with like the invasion, where like he tries to do a speech and he's all tense and he can't do it.
Can your science predict the weather? Yes! Yes, it can!
Only character that does this, and that trait makes it more annoying.
I mean,
it can be.
Cell deterioration is one thing, but
hello, I want to get ahead.
In every episode.
I don't know why I found that funny, but it does. And here's the thing: season 1 and 2, he does sometimes get in the way of his humor. Like in Passion, for example, the first half is a mixed bag because of Xander and his sort of humor. It's like, yeah, it can be cringe, but again, third season, it's like something it's like something you look forward to.
Yes. But it also makes sense too, where it's like, whenever you have people who try to like do humor and are like acting and stuff, like it takes a while for like actors to get used to the characters. Like it's very clear that Joss was getting a sense of who Xander was in those early seasons, and then by like season 3, because he's written him so much, he has a better command of like Xander's style of humor and like knows when to, like, lack of a better term, deploy it whenever it suits like the situation or the scene.
I wonder if we're going to bring up his action scenes, because he gets beat up a lot too.
Yeah.
So what about his heroic moments? Are you going to mention those?
Yeah.
Because that's something. It's like I can look to those and say he did these things. The reason why people would bring them up is because you need to be prepared. for those, because people that have a pulse on the community or like the source material will challenge you this way. So you need to be prepared for those. So
he thinks he's the funniest fucking guy in the world, and it's embarrassing. It's like everybody, including us, is tied to a chair and forced to endure his fucking non-stop improv comedy routine.
Buffy, I feel a pre-birthday spanking coming on.
I'd curb that impulse if I were you, Xander.
Check, cancel spanking.
Every other episode, he has some lame-ass shit
yeah.
to say. You can guarantee that if
When it's framed this way, though, it's really hard to say it's not cringe.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, like,
Yeah,
it does seem that way, but it's like, but also it's like they're trying. Also, in that scene, again, the context for it, because it's really good to have context, and they're trying to hide that they planned a surprise party for her, and so he comes up with a lame joke, and he knows it's lame, in order to cover that up.
Mm-hmm.
Xander is going to open his mouth, it will not be worth your time.
Hey, it's me. If Angel's doing something wrong, I want to know. Because it gives me a happy.
And strangely enough, a lot of Xander's humor is just him making fun of somebody.
You know, hey, I don't know what everyone's talking about. That outfit doesn't make you look like a hooker.
His joke.
Oh, well, that's Cordelia. She's kind of, you said it yourself. She's a massive cunt. So it's
Yeah, so it's like, why would Xander respect Cordelia at that point? Like,
yeah,
if
it's like
she's been making fun of him.
Mm-hmm. That in fact, that's why they get together. It's because they hate each other so much, and they're coming close contact because of all the danger they're put in, and it's sort of like opposites suddenly attract.
Jokes are almost always at someone else's expense. Sometimes his comments are so mean, I can't even begin to find the humor in them.
Which one do you think Owen will like better? The red or the peach?
Oh, you mean for kissing you and then telling all of his friends how easy you are so the whole school loses respect for you and then talks behind your back.
This also makes more sense when you realize that Joss Whedon...
Again, I'm not defending, like, this sort of season 1, season 2 stuff. It's sort of like he likes her. So why would he tell him which one Owen likes better? Like,
yeah.
It's like,
You
oh yeah, it's
jealous?
like, oh yeah, it's like, what? Anyways.
Talked way worse than this on set. He didn't see anything wrong with how he talked, so of course it makes sense that his self-insert character talks like this.
Again, the meta stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
What you did in there was really brave and heroic, and I just wanted to tell you if there was anything I could ever do to...
Do you mind? We're talking here.
But all of this gets worse by the time we reach the scene.
Yeah, that's the joke of that episode. It's like he's like I forget which episode that is.
I think that's... Wait.
What is that episode? Is that School Hard? No, it's not School Hard. Because they're stuck in a closet with Willow, and she's praying that, like, she survives by the end. I don't know which episode that is. I remember that episode, though. It's like, man, season 1 and 2 is not leaving. It's kind of funny. Season 2 are okay. They are right. In fact, sometimes they even suck. Hard to say.
Season 1 finale, Prophecy Girl. See, for this video, I have a list of some of Xander's standout cringe lines and shitty moments. And in that list, I just had to put all of Prophecy Girl. Because this really is where myself and a lot of other people went from being annoyed by Xander to outright hating him. Because at this point in the show, yes, he's annoying, but everybody's a little annoying. So you can hope that he gets a little better. But this episode...
I don't know what he means by that. Everybody can be annoying. It's like, well, yeah. Are you? Is this a shield for yourself? I don't know. Who knows?
Is this also a bit of generalizing? I'm like, okay, maybe some people can say, yeah, Xander can be a bit annoying, but like, He's got redeemable elements. He stands up like just
Hmm.
cosmonaut.
Oh, some assembly required. Oh, that's right. Out of the burning building. Yeah, yeah, yeah. When it's like, oh my gosh, you saved my life, and it's just like, excuse me, we're talking. It's like he wishes he had somebody, and he's talking to Willow. But it's like, okay, yeah, that's meant to be a joke about how like people don't see what's right in front of them. Yeah. All right.
Some assembly
Gotcha.
required. Was that season 1 or 2?
That's
Or is it-
season 2.
That's season 2. Okay.
I believe it's episode 2. That's season 2.
Okay.
Some
Yeah,
assembly
the early.
required. Yep, that's the one where the football player once came back from the dead as a zombie, and was stitched together. He was stitched together like Frankenstein, and so he wanted a Miss Frankenstein.
Yeah, that was.
It was okay. It's all right. It's definitely filler.
Yes.
Episode shows you that no, he's going to be like this forever, and his bad behavior will be rewarded by the writers. In this finale,
his bad behavior is rewarded because he was an awful person for maybe 20 minutes. All right.
Okay.
So what you're saying is he's a human being.
Yeah, just what do you?
It's like did you know that people can be rewarded for bad things? And plus, did you know that people can flip-flop between emotions? It happens. It's called being a human being.
Yeah, Defrost the Robot. I feel like I need some Tylenol at this point with just freaking cosmonaut. Like,
I'm. When we get to 25 mark, I'll probably stop because
story arcs have come together. Buffy has to finally confront the main villain and accept her role as the titular Slayer. But first, the episode begins with Xander finally mustering the courage to ask Buffy out on a date. And of course, she rejects him. She tries to let him down easy at first.
Oh yeah, she does. Oh yeah, she does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this is her friend and she doesn't want him to get hurt.
Buffy, I like you. A lot. And I know we're friends and we've had experiences, but I want more.
I don't want to spoil the friendship that we have.
But then, Xander starts begging.
I just don't think of you that way.
I'll try. I'll wait.
What's wrong with that? He's
what? Okay, like he's being considerate. Like he's like like okay, we can argue that yeah, he's being a bit almost pushing like desperate. Like
he is being desperate, yes, but it's like but this is not what I would call ew. Like okay, he's
okay.
It's like this happens. Yeah,
Brother, The man simply doesn't take no for an answer. He ends the conversation by lashing out at her and being rude, because that's what he does best.
I guess the guy's got to be undead to make time with you.
That's really harsh. I'm sorry, I never...
You know what? Let's just not.
And this is really where...
Oh, there's some stuff taken out of there. Because, I understand. And he can't accept it. Yeah, of course he can't accept it. And he even says, like, you think after all the times I've been rejected, you think I'd better know how to handle it. But he doesn't take it well. It's,
Xander started to be a problem for me. Maybe you watch this and you can see yourself in his shoes, and that's fine. I think a lot of people have been in Xander's position in this episode. But the problem is, it gets worse from here on out. Xander stays pissy for the whole episode until it comes time for him to save the day and literally resuscitate Buffy, who was found dead in Miami. He never has to come to terms with his behavior earlier. He simply puts his jealousy aside for a brief moment so that he can recruit the guy he hates and they can save Buffy. The only way in this episode that he kinda gets what he deserves is when he tries to selfishly use Willow as a rebound and she rejects him too.
I know what we'll do. We can go.
Yeah, this is him being a jerk.
Yeah,
it's him being a jerk. Absolutely.
You think I want
Yeah, absolutely.
you and watch you wish you were at the dance with her?
Xander's arc in this episode annoys me because the writers are letting him weaponize his jealousy to have a big hero moment instead of learning from it and growing from it. Xander is not taught that his behavior was wrong.
I don't know if that's true. If it, I don't know. It might have been like a miscalculation on the like. They didn't know they were having a second season, so I wonder if it was like maybe they put something in, but I don't know for sure. But like, yeah, I don't necessarily like that Xander does this stuff, but I can feel it being like understandable because like about how like of how some people work. Not everyone's going to have this logical decisions when their emotions are being caught up, and then they have grief and how they deal with that grief. You can be a jerk in your grief. It does happen. But if anyone says like I don't like Xander because of that scene, like okay, that's fine with me.
Yeah, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
But also too, like like a little bit in defense of Xander, it's like at the very least he's willing to save Buffy despite how he feels. It's because like it shows that like yeah, what he did was wrong. Like let's be clear, like what his actions were bad, but he was willing to like put that aside for his friends, or at the very least make sure that Buffy was safe, and willing to team up with the person who he was feeling pretty resentful for because he knows they have
Willow. Sorry.
Yeah.
But like of course he even brings that up, but the other part is like what's really the thing to really worry about? The end of the world. We don't have time for interpersonal stuff right now. And here's the thing, if they forgot about it, I'm not going to bring it up. So it's like that's how. And here's the thing, like sometimes that's how live and let live, and some of those things are just forgotten when it comes to the writers. So it's like, absolutely, these things happen.
Because for context, for people who are unfamiliar with Buffy, the vampire, like the big bad is stuck and is unable to escape that tunnel, and by that point he is fully free, and it's like it's up to Buffy to like stop him, because like if he doesn't, entire world is probably going to be destroyed.
Engulfed in a new wave of vampires, and that's really bad. It's bad news.
That's pretty bad. So like the whatever you're feeling, it's like I think the world matters more.
Mm-hmm. And they kind of know that, and they could have had a conversation off screen about it. Who knows? But then again, that would be me writing for the show. But
yeah.
Which I don't want to do unless I have something that could. There are good reasons to write for a show, I think, because like if you have a reference and they don't say it out loud, I think that's implied. So
yes,
the character in this season has changed a little bit, but not Xander. After this, he doesn't stop doing what he was doing. He continues to hate Angel and lust.
Oh yeah, because. Well, do you really stop loving somebody just because they rejected you?
Yeah.
I mean, is that a simp, or are they just close friends?
Yeah, exactly. Just do you think like love, Cosmo? Do you think love is binary? Like goes one direction or the other, like in like a romantic or like a friendship thing. Like I'm not even like trying to be mean, like I'm genuinely asking, like what does he what phrases what does he value the most in relationships, both friendship and romantic? Because I'm super lost watching this video.
What did I misspeak on? I don't know. I kind of forgot. If that's the case.
Yeah.
I guess it was about like if you're rejected by somebody, it doesn't mean you stop loving them. I don't think that's that's a case on case basis. I think.
Yeah.
After Buffy, even though she's his friend, he should probably just let it go.
Any sign of her? She said she was coming.
No. The band's cool, though.
Yeah, cool.
In season 2, Xander is a big fucking hater.
This is Ford, my bestest friend of all my friends. Jeez, doesn't she know any fat guys?
He talks shit to Angel all the time. He ignores Willow even more than usual, and he's exceptionally mean to Cordelia.
To write for a show.
Because
okay.
he's rewarded for this too. Joss Whedon really likes his unlikely relationships, and while this one was built up too naturally, doesn't mean I have to like it. Xander and Cordelia's relationship serves to teach.
Oh, okay, that's what I said. Okay, my bad. It took me a while to catch on, but like so I did probably misspeak because like if write for a show, what I mean is like if I have something that I can point to it as a source, then that's not writing for it. So that's you're right. That's technically not true. All right.
Yeah, that is
good point.
Thank you, chat. Thank you, chat.
Mm-hmm.
Cordelia that maybe she shouldn't be so shallow. That it's okay to fall for a nerd. But see, when you remember that this is the Joss Whedon self-insert character, and he pairs his self-insert with the hottest woman on the show just to teach her that it's okay to give the nerd a chance, then it gets a little weird.
How does that go for him?
Again, yeah, exactly. Also, again, the meta comment.
I know.
The two most shallow characters coming together should be fine.
And I said I'd end this by now, but
again,
this
this
keeps
is just
going.
to teach Cordelia a lesson. It doesn't teach Xander shit. He only appreciates Cordelia when it's convenient for him. It's the same way he treated Willow when he was obsessed with Buffy, but now he's dating somebody while still obsessed with Buffy.
Because when you're not babbling about poor, defenseless Willow, you are raving about the all-powerful Buffy.
I do not babble.
Half the time, it seems like he's only with Cordelia because Willow got over him and started dating Seth Green. Yeah, Seth Green's in the show. I don't have time to explain that. Just deal with it. Xander's...
Okay. Thanks for your long video.
Thank you for this almost hour video, and yet you don't want to give us like any basic like context behind this.
Now,
what you think?
I will say this is starting to work a little bit on me because, like, man, he is kind of a jerk.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, it's like, but if you look at the show as a whole from the first 2 seasons or the first 3, it's a little more complex than just him being a bad person. Like, he does evolve out of it. That's the thing. So
yes.
His whims are just animalistic. If a woman doesn't want him, he becomes a fucking fiend. Willow has a very good way of putting it when she finds him making out with Cordelia for the first time.
Oh, this one.
It just means that you'd rather be with someone you hate than be with me.
Oh, and if you don't like this relationship, don't worry, because Xander cheats on her with Willow. This event also has Willow cheating on her boyfriend, Seth Green, but Willow spends a lot of time repenting for this. You can tell that...
Well, so does Xander.
So does Xander.
Xander tries to come back and give them flowers as soon as it happens. And because of she's hurt, Cordelia says, get away from me. Like, and then Xander's like, okay. And then when she finally gets out of the hospital, he leaves like 100 messages because he feels bad about what he did.
Also, I might be like, this could be a false equivalency on my part, but like, he mentions about like season 1 and like Xander being a jerk and stuff like that, and like not being not learning his lesson about like jealousy and stuff like that. But like here, it's like he's trying, as you said, like he realizes that he messed up and he's trying to repair the situation genuinely. So it's like, by Cosmonaut's logic, shouldn't he be for this? Because it shows that, oh wow, the writers are actually trying. Like,
well, it could be also about like because he's skipping all the stuff where Xander says we shouldn't be doing this, like, and even Willow's like we shouldn't be doing this. It's like they're both culpable. It takes it takes two to tango, so to speak.
Yes.
So they both feel bad, but it's actually Oz that misses Willow. It's not just Willow missing Oz. Oz is like Oz wants to give him another chance. Cordelia does not. Like that's the difference.
That she genuinely feels like complete shit for doing this. And it allows for her and Seth Green to move on into a new chapter in their relationship because Seth Green's character is one of the more emotionally mature in the cast. Meanwhile,
his name is Oz.
His name is
I'm sorry?
His name I'm just confirming his name is Oz. Like seriously.
And that's just Oz. Like and he's really is one of the best characters to enter as like as season 2. Like
oh yeah, he's great.
He has these one-liners that are just funny.
Yes.
I always remember his like Willow goes as Joan of Arc for Halloween, and then Oz is like, and then Xander is like, "Who are you supposed to be?" And then he opens up his jacket and it says God.
Yeah.
And it's like, what did I think of that? And Xander, and then Oz is like blasphemy, like.
Joss Whedon I think he stated that like he really enjoyed working with Seth Green, and the only reason why he didn't do more with him was because he wanted to pursue a career in acting. Because like everything with like in season 4 with like Recruce, I forget her name, Recrucia or the other werewolf girl,
the werewolf lady. Yep.
Yeah, he wanted her to be like a potential love interest, a love rival for like Oz. Like that was what he wanted to do before like Seth Green decided to go for acting and stuff. So it's he was a good character.
And then he showed up in Angel for one episode. He said, "I'm on my way." Of course, I've always had the idea. Like me and my friend were talking about, like it would be cool to have like Spike, Oz, and another random character go on the road and just solve crimes like Scooby-Doo.
Oh, that would have been great.
Like, maybe a Slayer from one of those, like Slayer Corporated. Who knows?
Yeah.
Butt monkey for a while, but don't worry, he gets a new girlfriend, and Cordelia gets shipped away to the spin-off show, so he doesn't have to learn anything.
Yes, he does he not learn anything? So he gets a new woman, therefore he learns. It's like, are you talking about the meta of the writing again? Because that sounds like a meta reason.
This sounds like a because I know Charisma Carpenter was not particularly thrilled with how Cordelia was like handled in like I think particularly in Buffy, which is why like Joss allowed her to like join the cast of Angel.
And even then, it's like, Joss, what'd you do with me in season 4?
Yeah, that was.
And then it's like, you're not in season 5, by the way.
And even then, so in the context of the show, like Xander learned that his actions had consequences. He cheated on her, and she's like, "No, I'm not."
And then it's like, and then he gets together with the vengeance demon, which is all about that stuff, and that's how the wish became a thing.
I literally am like my patience with Cosmonaut is like at an absolute low point.
Okay. We're actually we're doing pretty good time actually. Like
yeah. This dude like I don't know what he was watching, how he was doing. How does this guy have a following? I really am confused.
He probably spam, probably spam of content. Who knows? Like I don't know.
Unbelievable.
That just shows like anyone can make it. That's right. Even you out there can make it.
Dude, if I ever produce content like and I was anything like Cosmonaut Variety Hour, like have a lightning bolt hit me and be gone. I know I'm being melodramatic. I'm being over dramatic, but like
Mellow.
oh my lord.
Hmm.
As I'm laying all this out, episode by episode, you might see a theme.
Laying it out episode by episode, please. You
Laying it out.
You gotta be kidding me.
You're the equivalent of taking Lego pieces, scrambling them in a box, and then throwing them on the floor and expecting us to try to figure out what you're saying in this video. So please, shut up with that, Cosmonaut. You're now really starting to annoy me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just here for the ride for a little bit.
Xander does something shitty, he never gets punished for it, and then he gets to just move on. One of my most hated episodes in the entire show is one where Xander is absolutely fed up with being rejected by women all the time. Cordelia shuns him and...
Rejected by women all the time? No, just everyone's like on his case, like about like what was it? Oh, that's right. That's right. He was with Cordelia, and it's like Cordelia shuts him down, and then he's like, "Ah," and then everyone makes fun of him for it, and he feels the pressure to do something really crazy.
Yes.
He wants to come out ahead because he's tired of being like, well, life's bitch, pretty much. Like,
yeah, like I think he says it like later on this, like he's tired of being the butt monkey.
Mm-hmm. Like, he wants the Hellmouth be working for him, is what he says.
Which is understandable when you consider all the stuff he's gone through. And look, this isn't to say Xander's perfect. Again, he's put himself in this situation with like Cordelia and just all the stuff he's done. But it's like, can you like put the context in, Cosmonaut? Like just.
And then afterwards, when they realize that all this stuff is going on, Angel takes him outside the window, gets saved by Drusilla. It's like, that's one of the funniest things. And then when they're found in the basement, it's that like everything's riding on Cordelia because she's popular. That's why she did what she did. What's the consequences of him doing the spell? Oh wait, everyone's trying to kill him.
Yes.
And that's the last straw. He decides to have a local witch cast a spell
Amy
that will allow him to get revenge on Cordelia. Now, whether you think he's justified in this or not.
Really like something I always really appreciate about Buffy is just the continuity that it has, because it's like I remember Amy from like season 1 with like her mom in that episode.
Season 1, episode 3.
Yep, with the witch, and then we find out, oh wait, she actually does have witch powers, which makes sense because her mom was a witch. So it's like, that's neat.
And she becomes kind of worse than her mother.
Yep.
Well, to be fair, she is like really angry because she was a rat for 2 seasons, 3 seasons. Like,
yeah.
Like, oh.
Not him using magic to take away her autonomy in order to exact petty revenge is kind of evil.
Yes, he knows this.
Yeah.
He says it himself.
Because at this point, we are shown that people who use magic for selfish reasons are unambiguously villainous.
So, okay. So here's the thing. Anya does it to get back to her own universe. And then, after that, Willow does it to have her will be done. Take away autonomy from others. So, is she evil now? Is Willow evil?
Yeah.
Oops. You didn't quite think that one through.
Ambiguously, in a manner that is not open to more than one interpretation.
Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, dude. It's almost like, well, that's the thing, though, with dark magic, that they make it clear. or any sort of magic, it will always have repercussions.
Yes. We literally see this in season 6.
No, and well, season 1, like it's and like and actually season 2, because this is season 2. But like with the Ripper episode.
Yes.
And let's see what else. Oh yeah, love is not just a positive outlook. Like, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Love is also can be toxic and very obsessive. And that's the point of the spell Xander casts when it has the opposite effect. Is that when he rejects all these girls, their love, their admiration turns into murderous rage.
Yeah. It's a monkey's paw effect where it's like
yes.
It's like and really just like with dark it's like this whole concept of love, it's like Xander knows in the episode that like what he's doing is, but yet he still wants to do it because again he's not thinking of the consequences of his actions. That's, if anything, you could say that
It's
Xander's
sort of like
quite
Spider-Man in
important.
No Way Home, when he goes to have the spell cast with Doctor Strange to have everybody forget him. And he's like, "Oh crap! I didn't quite think about this that much." Like, yeah, because he was a passionate teenager.
Yeah, who doesn't think through his actions. It's like, yeah, this guy's a kid. It makes sense that he wouldn't think this thing through. Unless he was established like earlier in this, like, unless Josh established Xander as someone who's like very methodical or intelligent and someone who you know wouldn't do something like this, this isn't inconsistent with his character. If anything, it's quite consistent with what we know.
Because consequences can be direct, they don't have to be later on.
Exactly. Like you can have someone do a dare and get hit by, like, you can have someone do a dare where they try to cross a street in moving traffic and get hit by that car, and that can be a direct consequence of their stupidity.
Like, not everything's a what do you call it, a I can't remember, so let's move on.
Yeah,
I've seen a lot of evil wizards, and this is exactly what they do. However, in a crazy turn of events, the spell backfires, and it makes it so that every woman other than Cordelia becomes brainwashed into being horny for Xander. Everybody.
What? Love. Not. I mean, that is a part of it. I mean, obsessed. I would say obsessed, which includes which includes the horny thing.
The teachers, Buffy's mom. This is supposed to be your usual "be careful what you wish for" type story, but again, when you remember that this is the Joss Whedon self.
Oh my gosh, you brought it up again.
Would you stop putting the meta in this? I'm getting really pissed off by freaking Cosmonaut. I'm sorry.
Oh, you should be. You should be.
Freaking
because, like,
stop doing that.
Because I knew he was going to bring that up because I saw it coming a mile away. I was like, he's going to do it. He's going to do it. But it's like, dude, again, what's happened to him, and what does he do though? He rejects every single girl because the whole point was to get revenge. And now he's like, I have to deal with my consequences now. And Giles is so fed up with him, he tells him to go home. Get out of here. You put Buffy in danger, you freaking lunatic. It's like,
yes.
That conversation it makes it a little bit weird. At the very least, Xander doesn't use this opportunity to take advantage of any of the women in the show. Even he isn't that fucked up. But the worst part of the episode is when Buffy talks to him after all the brainwashing is over. And she doesn't reprimand him. She doesn't say, wow, that was really fucked up. I don't think...
Because everyone makes mistakes, and he's a friend. Like,
yes.
It does happen, where it's like, sometimes you have to know when to scold them and know when to hold them. Like, and it's holding time.
And also too, like, let's just emphasize that, like, I think this is something a little important. Xander saved Buffy's life.
That's also true, and
Like,
it does realize that like Buffy has done some things where you remember in the season 2 episode 1 where Buffy used Xander to get back at Angel.
Yep.
Oh, he didn't say like it's all your fault, Buffy. You should have done that, Buffy. And it's like no, she worked through it, just like how Xander went through it.
I'm gonna talk to you. No, instead she says, "Thank you, Xander, for not sexually assaulting me when I was brainwashed. Gee, you sure are a great guy."
No, that's not what she says. She says like
It's
there's
not.
hope for you yet.
Yeah,
Like-
as in, well, not you. I swear, Cosmonaut, like, you really are pushing my patience with just how obtuse and annoying
This
with you
is-
with my stripping context from
From significant scenes that you're talking about.
like, seriously, dude. Like, I get if you don't like this is not proving this to anyone, and it's like, I think this is something that needs to be said
It
about
would prove some people.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So
Because here's the thing, I know there are these like, Cosmonaut has a huge audience, and I guarantee there's a whole bunch of people who have never seen Buffy and are gonna come off with this wrong information without actually doing any research in and of itself. Now, I would think that Cosmonaut, I know in the past, has been accusatory towards people of spreading false and misleading information. Dude, practice what you preach. If you're gonna say that stuff, you need to actually be accurate and precise. Is it difficult to ask people if you're going to critique something? Please be accurate and precise with your criticisms and have good arguments.
I don't care if you say bad things about a character or anything. Just be correct, you know?
Exactly.
Anyways, yeah, here's the thing, it's like she wanted to say that because like, oh well, she did almost get killed. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, but it's like it is somewhat Xander's fault, but again, it just knows that like we all do stupid stuff around here, and this is your moment of stupid stuff.
Sorry about that. I'm just really getting annoyed at Cosmo.
Oh, sure, it's fine.
Really testing my patience.
Unless I grew up with it. It can be. I didn't grow up. That's the thing. I did grow up with it, but there's a lot of people who watch it and say it's good and have not grown up with it. So that's what.
It meant a lot to me what you said.
Come on, Buffy, I couldn't take advantage of you like that. Okay, for a minute it was touch and go there.
You came through.
What? This guy performed a dark ritual that made everyone in the town fall in love with him. Can we punish him for any of his mistakes? I would say this is objectively worse than cheating on your boyfriend, and yet Willow is given shit for that event for many episodes, and Xander gets away with this shit scot-free. But hey, you know, this was season 2. Let's see how Xander feels about this event a few years later in the final season of the show.
Oh yeah, they're gonna use this. Good
times.
Bro, it's been 5.
That's because like that's the jacket episode. Where
yes, I remember that episode. I was thinking of that, the jacket episode.
Well, yeah, that is it because like he it's this guy who wears a jacket and any woman who sees him falls in love with him. It's a and then like he remembers how that happened to him and how I was like, yeah, I look back on that and smile too. It's like it's just like yeah, it's a joke. Like it's not really like meant to be him accepting that really, I don't think.
Yeah, I just I don't understand. Like, so Cosmonaut wants, like, trying to be as good faith as possible. Cosmonaut's issue with this is more so the fact that Xander is not being punished for the fact that like he keeps getting away with like a lot of this bad stuff.
He does, though.
But that's the thing, he has been.
It's like he got punished directly, and then he had to deal with it.
Yeah.
I understand why you're frustrated because because it is kind of an issue where it's like, where Buffy should be saying all that Buffy should be saying all that stuff afterwards. Like, but it's like at least it's like hope for him yet. It's like, yeah, okay, I agree.
Years, he doesn't give a fuck at all. See, Buffy characters are written in a way that I actually kind of like. They're all written with at least one huge flaw that gets them into trouble. This is not an infallible group of heroes. They're all a little fucked up. Giles, one of the most consistent characters, is usually the kindly, comforting father figure. But he has an edge to him that only comes out when he's really pissed off.
The magics you channeled are more ferocious and primal than anything you can hope to understand, and you are lucky to be alive, you rank, arrogant amateur.
I'm like, what do you say fuck me for? Willow is very intelligent and caring, but she's also impulsive, and she'll cause problems from being impatient. Her impulsiveness is literally the main conflict of an entire season. And of course, Buffy herself has no flaws. She's my perfect little princess.
Oh, that's right. He's already said all this. That's true. I didn't quite pick that up.
Okay, that is kind of a lie. She is a little racist.
I kept telling everyone that he better sleep with one eye open because I was gonna bust his ass. Talk like that is taken pretty seriously where I come from.
The hood?
Stop! White women, stop!
The characters in...
That's not being racist.
It's not.
It's a joke. I got it.
But not.
It's so absurd, it's funny.
Yes. And in fact, like, cause like his mom was Nikki Woods, like the previous Slayer, and where is it that we see her being killed by Spike? On a subway line.
In the L line, well, looks like in New York City.
Yes, it's
which
most
is
likely the hood.
It's probably the hood.
So
culturally insensitive? No. I don't know. I just think that people are just like, listen, it's okay to like do race jokes. You got to calm down. Like, but like, yeah, I mean, but to say that's like racist, I'm like, nah. Kind of racist? Nah. Not even close. Culturally insensitive? Maybe. I don't know.
I could see it where it could vary on
Assuming it's the hood, but she's
assuming
right.
it's the hood.
But she's right. Anyways,
Buffy have flaws. They do bad things and they make a lot of mistakes. But whenever a character does do something naughty, the show usually punishes them for it. Or at the very least, they feel really bad about what they did for a long time. But this does not apply to Xander. When he lashes out at his friends, they kind of just look at him like, oh, Xander, I know he means well, so I can't stay mad at him. The girls always give him the boys will be boys excuse. In the first Halloween episode, Xander is being bullied when Buffy comes up and saves him. And what is Xander's reaction?
Do you know what you just did?
Forget about it.
Oh, I'll forget about it. Maybe 15, 20 years when my rep for being a sissy man finally fades. Oh, thanks. Thanks a lot for your help.
What is this dude's problem? First of all, you're like 6 feet tall with an athletic build. You fight for your life every night. Why are you getting bullied? Grow up. Secondly, Buffy doesn't even take offense to this. She's just like, ah, Xander, you're such a boy. Oh well.
I think I just violated the guy code big time.
And then she apologizes to him later.
I'm really sorry about this morning.
Do you mind, Buffy? Trying to repress.
Am I crazy here? She should not be the one apologizing. Now, the saving grace here is that while Xander is completely insufferable in the high school seasons of the show, after graduation, he doesn't have much to do, because unlike Buffy and Willow, Xander doesn't go to college. And since season 4 and 5 are the college seasons, Xander doesn't really have much to do. For the life of me, I can't think of anything significant that Xander does in season 4. He's just around, but he doesn't really do anything or
yeah. Victim blaming much, Cosmo? Ooh. I didn't pick that up. But like, so what does he do in season 4? He's a part of the one main thing he is trying to make sure, like, trying to find the commandos. Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't. But like, he's a part of the Slayer, the Super Slayer, which is something. And like, what else?
Yeah, because
he did well. That's kind of the point of the 4th season, really, about Xander, is that he's trying to find his place in the world.
Yes, he doesn't go to college, and he's trying to like get into work and find his.
And that's what Restless is about. That whole dream sequence is like, he's always about moving forward, like a shark, and on land. But like, and then in season 5, he found his niche. He's really good with his hands in construction, and I think that's left over from his military, like, brainwash days from the Halloween episode.
Yes,
so
which is neat.
He's banging Anya, which is something. Yeah, it's true.
Contribute much to the plot.
But don't non-college guys usually populate the non-campus?
Usually. Just thought I'd come around and check on my girls.
You see, Joss Whedon made an unbreakable law that Willow, Giles, and Xander cannot die in this show. And this is a show where characters do die a lot, but those 3 characters are not allowed to be killed. Giles is always the Merlin character, so he always has something to do. Willow...
Well, I mean, that's a meta aspect.
That's the
sort of. Yeah, sort of. It's like, yeah, but when you know characters aren't going to die, it's like, so what else are you going to do to them? What's going to be the what are you going to do to screw with them?
And it's like, if anything, it's actually it's a very counterintuitive constraint, because it's like death, as we know, like in life and just fiction, it's the ultimate like it's the ultimate punishment, because you're ceasing to exist. So it's like, what can you do to a character that's like just as bad as death? And I think, if anything, with how Joss has handled the show, he did a pretty good job. I mean, freaking look at Willow at like season 6, man. Like, yeah. And that was all like, again, correct me if I'm wrong, that was all initiated for trying to bring Buffy back to life. Like,
yeah, because like, what was
sacrifice, like, because I know this.
They thought when she sacrificed herself that she went to a hell dimension.
Yes.
So like, we have to get her out of there, so we have to bring her back to life.
That's what, yeah, like season 6 and like how they handle Buffy's resurrection. It's one of the best like character revivals I've ever seen in media. Just like how just how it mechanically makes sense, and like how it affects like Buffy's character, but like it has ramifications for Willow as well. And it's just, yeah. But according to Cosmonaut, these characters can't die, and I'm just like,
so
yeah,
it's like, there's a lot of characters that don't die because they're part of the main cast, but that doesn't mean like, well, there's a way to do it though. It's one of the things, like, they're gonna wish they died. It's like, who like, that's like, that could be worse. Like,
I mean, heck, Xander loses an eye in the last season.
Let's see what else. Like, what about critically injured? Like,
yeah.
or like emotionally damaged, like PTSD. Like, there's all kinds of ways, of course.
Yeah, like Buffy's a good example of that. Like her resurrection, it's like she was actually happy in heaven. Like, that was the whole, and she didn't want to be pulled out of there, and it's like, oh wow,
that's very subversive, actually. Like, yeah, it's really good subversion.
Which makes a lot of sense when you consider all the fighting she's done throughout the time and everything. It's like, yeah, so like Cosmonaut, like, I don't get your point. Like, okay, these characters can't die. You can still put them through the ringer. And
that's what I'm gonna do. let's see. So, hold on, let me go back a little bit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, let's.
Oh yeah, the Merlin thing. I was like just because it's kind of funny. I've always thought like I don't think Star Wars is a sort of a King Arthur like story. I don't know. Like I I guess I've never thought about it, but like I do believe Obi-Wan is a Merlin type of
Yeah.
character. But Luke as a King Arthur, I'm like, nah. I don't know about that.
He's
more like a
I mean,
Lancelot or something.
I can see the hero's journey, like in the strictest sense of the hero's journey, as like because Arthur is the POV character and Luke is the POV character, and they both have like a hidden lineage and everything, but like obviously those are kind of very superficial in terms of their description in how they're in their roles. Like obviously the details and the reasons why are very different. Like because Arthur was the son of Uther, but like there's different interpretations of Uther being good and evil.
It's the Merlin character, so he always has something to do. Willow goes through a ton of changes in her college years. She becomes a wizard, she becomes a lesbian.
Which
It's never a dull moment with her. Xander just kind of starts dating his little funny demon girlfriend, who's 10 times funnier than he possibly could be. Really, the only benefit to having Xander in the show anymore is that it allows Anya to be in the show. Anya is a demon who's learning how to be human after she got trapped in a human's body.
I mean, I, for one, didn't want to start my day with a slaughter. Which really just goes to show how much I've grown.
Anya is also one of my favorite characters, and her only flaw is that she comes stapled to Xander. And it feels like she's only in the story so that Xander has something to do, or someone to do. That's not a joke. I think the only thing they do in Season 4 is have sex a lot.
Well, that's what Anya wants to do.
Yeah.
She's an ex-demon. Yeah, she's not trapped in a human's body. True.
Yeah. Context, cosmonaut. Like,
well, he's just going over it randomly because I think it's a part of his channel, I guess, charm in big quotations. But yeah, I think it's a way to like to dismiss. I think it, but when people do that, it just seems really dismissive. I don't like that. Like,
yeah,
kind of.
It shows a level of, how do I put this?
Not paying
would you say,
attention?
yeah, a little not paying attention, a bit of callousness.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't actually care about like actually informing your viewers like as precisely and accurate as possible. It's like, okay, I don't like this character, and I'm going to force whatever agenda I have, even if the evidence doesn't fit or is skewed. Awesome.
You see, remember Seth Green? You know, he dated Willow. Now again, you might not have even known he was in the show. That's because after a while, he leaves Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
But you notice they make a big deal out of it because he's been there for a while. Like when Oz and Willow first break up and Oz wants to make a connection again, she goes overboard. And he's like, listen, we're going to take this slow again, all right? When we're both ready, we're both ready. It's like he's really mature about it. And so it's like, what do you mean you didn't notice? Like, huh? I don't get huh? Whatever, dude. It's like, it's just, I just stopped caring about that.
Literally, Vercrusha, the episode is when he leaves.
Just doesn't care.
It's like that was the whole point, is that he wanted to protect her. That's why he left.
He had other projects to do. Yeah, he mentioned this before. It's like he went to go to do Austin Powers. Like, that's...
Yeah, he went to Hollywood to be a movie star.
And so he wanted to get out of there. It's like, yeah, of course. And then he came back for one episode, and then, boop, bye.
Cosmonaut, please...
To have resolution that, like, Tara is a permanent character now. Until she's not.
Yeah.
And he isn't killed off like most other characters. He just leaves. because his character runs out of shit to do. It's easy for
No,
characters to never even on
that's
the
not it at
No.
all. Oh,
Oh my
gosh, you
goodness.
misread. Do you have?
I'm getting
Man,
mad.
I'm about to use the M word. Like, oh my goodness, where's your media literacy? I want to see it.
Yeah, literally, it is so okay. Yeah, okay. Gloves are coming off now. Cosmonaut, you mongoloid butthole. Okay, you literally want to sit down and tell us that Xander is the worst character, not just in Buffy, but of all time, and yet you can't even freaking get down the basic facts of why why Seth Green left the show, and why Oz in the show left. And you want to lecture us about how bad a character is? Look in a goddamn mirror, you mongoloid. Dear Lord, I'm literally getting I'm almost getting a migraine just listening to this guy. How does this individual have so many people following him? What are they actually listening to? Do they just like the sound of his voice?
I think I think it's true about what probably Mahler says about this sort of content is that they put it in the background and they don't listen to it. Oh wait, Rag said that. Yeah. So I think that's what happens. They're just like, that sounds right. I'm doing my laundry. All right.
I swear. And we're supposed to take you seriously as a critic, Cosmonaut, when you can't even get basic facts.
I don't even know that to be true. Because, like, I'm sorry for interrupting, but it's like, I think he's just a meme reviewer. I think he sees himself as that because he changes his formula whenever it suits him. Like, so it's like consistency. As a just have consistency and be and try to do better. You got to do better, Cosmonaut.
You gotta. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just getting really annoyed with just how
you know
how
what?
inept this video is.
That means you are. Yeah, that means you have passion. And as we know, it's like everyone has passion. Without it, it would be dark, damp, and empty.
Like, if you're gonna go after one of my favorite shows of all time, please be accurate and consistent.
Yes, agreed. A satire defense. It's the Fallout. No, it's satire. So you can't criticize me.
It's the nostalgia critic defense. Oh, I'm just a comedian. No, you can be criticized, especially when you purposely leave stuff out of context and you distort information.
For a joke.
You are not a joke.
Yes.
For a joke. Yeah.
But, like, I understand that. 5x5 takes Wesley video.
On the show, it's really quite simple. His character ran his course, so he was written off. This also happened to Court.
No. He was not written by to have nothing to do. There was stuff he could have been doing, but he decided to take his career somewhere else.
As I explained, Whedon has explained.
It's fine.
Tired, sorry. Whedon explained very clearly that if Seth Green had stayed, he would have played a much bigger role within the seasons and subsequently, especially Verkrusha and like being.
Gosh, that would have been great.
Yeah, as a potential love interest, love rival alongside with like Willow and everything. So no, he wasn't just written off because he forgot stuff. Whedon had plans for him, but Seth Green clearly was getting big and he wanted to leave the show, and Whedon obviously respected that. So stop spreading misinformation.
Yeah.
Literally stop spreading misinformation. You can look this up.
Cordelia and a lot of other characters. Now, why couldn't this happen to Xander? Xander spends a whole season doing fuck all until Buffy's sister Dawn shows up. For reasons I won't get into because it would make the video longer and more confusing, Buffy
he admits as a joke that he's
even more confusing.
He's being confusing. He recognizes that in his own script, yet he still put it out there. All right, then.
Yet you still had this thing edited, whether paying an editor, and you with all the money there, and you still put it out there because you don't actually respect your audience. Yes, I'm being very mean right now because literally any person who has, I hate saying this, with an ounce of a brain cell that actually sits down and watches this thing, they probably could not follow this. I'm literally like I said, I went into this thing as the best faith possible, and you are really pushing my patience, Cosmonaut.
I
You are
knew it'd
not
end
a
up like this. I knew. Like I think deep down inside.
because if you're like I said, accuracy. Please be accurate with this
Oh
stuff, and also
yeah.
you're saying
Sorry. I saw the mammoth plushie and I was like, oh yeah, look at that. It's cute. Just pet the cat. Okay? I'm just
yeah,
kidding, man. I love her so passionate about this. Like I'm just not the only reason I'd be angry is I am kind of angry, but I'm just like I am in apathetic anger mode where I'm just like, yeah, sure.
Also, rest in
peace.
peace.
Yep.
Michelle Trachtenberg.
Yep.
Real tragic.
We did it. Yeah. Just to make sure. Yeah. Man.
Inexplicably gets a mysterious sister in season 5. It is very interesting and high concept and weird, and it's one of my favorite aspects of the whole series. But
on Dawn by herself, I'm always when I was a younger viewer, I didn't really care for Dawn until the final season.
Yeah.
I always thought she was annoying. But like
but
I knew she had to come into her own. Like because like you were kind of meant to hate her a bit because like she has vibes of being like a bad a sort of bad sister mode.
Yeah.
Because Buffy is like, I don't like you. Like
yeah. She was sort of the annoying sister. Like, okay.
And now that I'm more like going through it with a different mindset of trying to look at it with still like the writing processes and stuff, I'm like, she's actually a good addition. Like,
yes.
For this video, all we need to know is that Xander takes a distinct older brother role in relation to Dawn. See, around this time, Dawn has another babysitter type character with Spike. Spike is a character that spends a lot of time endearing himself to us, the audience, and to the other side characters on the show.
Well, that's because chip in his head.
Yeah, which in many ways is actually like a really smart way to get Spike into the Scooby Gang and like more like used to them.
You get more
without
to the
like,
he becomes an anti-hero and then he becomes one of the Scoobies. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it really like that's why I say like season 4 and 5 of like Buffy, like it just you can tell Joss plans a lot of this stuff very meticulously. And the crazy part of Spike was originally
in season 3 when like you remember in the dream when they were when Faith and like is in Buffy's dream. It's like you got a little sis coming on the way. It's like what? It's like
yeah.
It's like yeah, and so like and then in Restless, it was like be back before dawn, and like Faith and I just made that bed, or like, and like like there's a lot of stuff that's going on. It's like they still share some headspace.
Yeah, and then also just like it's also crazy to consider that like Spike was originally supposed to be a season villain. Like he wasn't supposed to be like a bigger character, but James Marsden
Passion is on. And if I miss, Timmy's in the well, and if I miss it, oh, you'll what? Lick me to death? It's really good. Really good. Really good.
The main cast has their own reasons for not trusting him, because a few seasons ago, he was kind of evil and he was killing people.
He still is evil.
He's still lit. Why do you think the chip is in his mind?
This Year's Girl, yeah, part 2. I love that one. Yeah.
but he's over that now. But a lot of the side characters, like Buffy's mom and Dawn, don't have a reason to hate Spike, and that lets us see a new version of him. When he's protective of Dawn, it is for purely selfless reasons.
No, it's not!
No, it isn't.
Dude! Oh no! We have to do it again. Here we go.
Oh
Context time. So,
yes.
The thing about why Spike protects Dawn is to use her to get the Buffy.
Yes.
Those are entirely selfish means. He wants to have sex with Buffy. He wants to get with her. But here's the thing though. With Joyce though, he did actually like her because she had the thing for, Spike had a thing for moms, especially really good ones.
Yeah.
Because of his own complications with his mom.
Cosmonaut, like I said, Cosmonaut, you really are starting to push my buttons with just how dishonest you're coming off with this. Dude,
it is more complicated, you're right, but I just want to get to the simple facts so I can just move on.
Let's just move on.
Mm-hmm. But still, later on, he does do it though because he wants to. He does protect Dawn later on, like in this scene, as an act of love. He really does, and he even says afterwards, "It's like every night I couldn't save you, I saved you after that." It's like, ooh, that's a really good line.
And his behavior towards her can help us recontextualize what it means to be a vampire in this world, because up to this point, we are shown that vampires cannot be good, no matter what.
Yes.
Yeah.
And even Harmony, who is trying real hard not to be a bad person, is still going to be a bad person because she is swayed to each side because she doesn't care because she has no soul.
Yeah.
If you are
they explain
vampire.
Oh, sorry.
They explain in season 1, like the first episode, that vampires, like, they may hold the face of your loved ones, but like your loved one is pretty much gone. The soul gone. It's like their puppet.
They just use them as it's pretty much a demon in human clothing.
Exactly.
And they're still just half-breeds.
Mm-hmm.
You lose the part of your soul that lets you be a good person. Spike is a being of pure evil who is forbidden from doing anything evil by the plot. So when he chooses to be selfless and protect Dawn, it shows that he has earned the role of her protector. But still, Xander gets to hold that title without ever earning it.
Xander?
He doesn't earn it? No, he's protective because he likes Buffy.
Yeah.
He's friends with Buffy. And so therefore, he is going to protect Buffy's little sister.
Why is this such a difficult concept, Cosmonaut? Like,
I'm almost out of batteries. Like,
holy,
dude, I may end it here. I don't know. I think I think I might end it here and have a part 2 maybe.
Yeah, this literally is starting to pit. Like, dude, how do you like?
Make a note of 37.4.
I'm gonna do that.
Oh gosh, and so I'm gonna go back to my thing and go with the intermission. But yeah, now you know why I'm. Geez. So I think we're gonna end it.
Yeah.
Didn't earn it. Oh yeah, he was inserted with memories, but everyone was. Everyone didn't earn it. So like, I wonder if Adam, if he survived, like, Dawn does not exist because I am awoke more than anything else. Like,
yeah.
But anyways, yeah, we're gonna end it there, and I'm still writing that body script, and I'm taking notes, and it's taken a long time because of all the meticulous things I need to put in there. Like, this is going to be a long Buffy video coming up.
This literally, Cosmonaut, like, I want to emphasize to people, I went into this thing as good faith as I possibly could, even with my indifference towards Cosmonaut Variety Hour. I'm like, all right, fine. You want to go after Xander? You know, I said Xander slander. I'm not tolerating that. I was joking because, like, obviously, if there is problems with Xander's character, sure, cool. I can still like the series. I can still like Xander despite the flaws. But he has provided nothing to justify his dislike of Xander. If anything else, it is so much fabrication and gobbledygook. Like I said, it is the equivalent of taking Legos, shaking them in a box, throwing them at my feet, throwing it at our feet, and then asking us to try to find meaning in what he said. Dude, you made this video. It's the onus is not on us to try to figure out what you say. You need to be accurate, clear, and precise with what you're saying.
He does seem cringe. Nah, if that's the case, then he's only showing the parts that are cringe. Like, that's the thing. It's very biased against him. Like, this is how it is. But if that's what you come across, then it's fine. Like, it's not for everyone. Has less focus than Sinners.
I haven't seen Sinners, so I can't.
All right. Well, I'm gonna. Do you have anything going on, Byakuya, that like that you want to advertise?
No, nothing on my part. I usually hang out a lot in Trend libraries in the Roaring Den, which is Trend's Discord. Good. But really, outside of that, nothing much really.
Oh yeah,
I'm
like
good.
I hear you were writing, so that's good.
Yes. Yes, I'm writing a book. I'm in the process of like getting a rough draft like done, which has been quite harrowing, especially trying to like get everything organized and stuff like that. I'm making good progress, so like hopefully
That's good.
I'll get it done. But yeah, that's really it.
Yeah, I'm also writing up that comic that so it's like I'm uh I think I think I'm getting better at writing. I'm not sure, but it's like I'm I'm trying to get them off this. I'm trying to get off the uh I'm I'm trying to get off the first issue. That's what I'm doing. But like but like but yeah, I will continue to do these things, and next week will be the normal format. We're gonna do probably the it's gonna be about Superman. So this will be done another time because man, we're all big busy. So yep, I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.
Thank you, thank you for everyone tuning in.
Yeah, thank you. I liked your all's like comments, even though it's like they were very constructive.